I just spent a lot of gold on the gotcha games.
I'm ready. So you in like half my Twitter feed.
Oh, I
Huh?
stopped
Oh, on
following
Also,
gotcha
them.
games. Okay.
I
Yeah,
used
I,
to.
I swore
are
off
we
Gotcha
recording?
forever.
Are we?
Yeah, we're
Mm.
Yeah.
recording.
He wants to know because he's going to say something horrible.
Oh boy.
No, I just wanted to double check.
I'm just gonna. I mean, this is all probably already a given, but I'm gonna preface this session by saying that if I cough or make weird vocal sounds because I'm sick right now, it's not part of Goff's character. Please don't factor it into your responses. Please pretend it's not happening.
Don't worry about it.
Goff got the old ethereal sickness.
Goff,
The astral flu.
Goff is now
Oh
cough.
shit! I should have come up with that. That would
Cough
be
is now
cool.
cough.
Goff needs some Goff syrup.
Cough
Oh my god.
syrup.
Goff drop.
Okay, I have
Goff.
already have a Goff drop.
Can we start?
Yeah.
No.
What did we do in this game the last time? It was a big fight. People fell into a hole, right?
I don't know. You should know better than anyone.
I'm sorry, but like when it gets to the point where I got to recap, I got to mentally like rehash in my mind what went down last session.
We
'cause
went to the mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I got it now. I reoriented. Okay, here we go. All right. When last we left you, Blue Hearts, you were on the heels of discovering who the Grandmaster was in pursuing one of your final leads provided to you by your ally Jack. You journeyed back down to the crossroads in order to deal with a hostage situation where a number of Arcadian guards, under the command of Captain Blackrook, as well as Detective Shelby, who you've had dealings with before, were holding a number of civilians hostage who were close to a number of the justices. After scouting the place out and taking out some of the outer guards, you managed to infiltrate the Hawk Estate and initiate a surprise attack upon these Arcadian guards. Unfortunately for you, and to the surprise of the guards present, when they detonated a number of bombs in order to try to take you out, it instead ended up fracturing the entirety of the Hawk Estate, which, as you had recalled, was a number of pocket dimensions. As you battled in a extra-dimensional space, as the remnants of the manor crumbled around you, you managed to take out a number of the guards, toss Detective Shelby down into a black hole, and rescue the hostages. However, in so doing, your ally Roscoe managed to fall victim to the space's gravitational pull, get sucked in as well, and in response to that, and in response to Roscoe's plea that he didn't know where he had ended up, Goff decided to jump in after him, as well as Mito in turn. So, we pick up as Goff and Mito, the haze clears from your mind and you take to your feet. And what's strange is that you're standing on something, but when you look down, it doesn't appear like there's a ground. You are it almost feels like you're floating, except that there's clearly some level of gravity in this space. As you gaze around at your surroundings, you find yourself in a vast astral sea, a silver sea that spreads out toward the horizon in every single direction. In the distance, you see starlight and twirling white and gray wisps that dart about the landscape. And a little further off, you see Roscoe. He is lying on the ground. His ears are down. His tail is tucked between his legs. His head perks up as he notices the two of you. And immediately he takes off into a run toward you, Goff. And he runs up to you. And he does that, that kind of whine and that little dance that dogs do when they see somebody that they haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So he's just sort of whimpering and whining as he dances at your feet.
I think Goff, first thing he does is looks for Roscoe, and he probably runs to meet Roscoe, kind of midway, like dramatic scene in a field of flowers, but instead of
Chariots of Fire is playing, like the Chariots of Fire soundtrack.
I don't know what that.
The dum dum bum 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 bum.
I'll take your word for it.
Dum dum bum
Um,
bum bum.
And Goff runs up and like kind of picks him up and holds him up to his chest and
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just glad you're not dead.
He, in response, he sort of like presses his body against yours, and he tries to lick your face a little bit. He's wagging his tail fairly rapidly.
Um,
Go ahead.
I want to walk up to Goff, and I want to punch him, but not too hard, like on the arm. You
Goff,
idiot!
Goff was singularly minded when he when he came to, and didn't. I don't think he realized Mido was there. And so his reaction is he pulls out his hammer and swings behind him.
Oh, good. Okay.
Make an attack roll.
21.
What's your AC, Mido?
Hold on. I don't remember. I gotta open up my character sheet. It's 21.
So that does hit you. So Goff has roll some damage.
Oh, you're so lucky. Oh wait, what's my bonus? What do I add to attacks? 6. I rolled a 1. So
Okay. So
he reacts by swinging his hammer around to hit Mido and does
So-
6 blunt damage.
Mido, as you walk up to Goff and you punch him, he instinctively reacts by swinging his hammer back behind him, and you see this coming. And you try to bring your shield up, but he's a very strong man, and he just cracks you on the side of the shoulder. You feel like the sickening on your shoulder. It bruises a little bit as you take 6 bludgeoning damage. At this point, you turn around.
After he like looks, he's like, Mido.
Don't Mido me. You, one, you jumped in the hole. And number 2, you just hit me with your hammer.
I didn't know you were here. You weren't supposed to follow me.
Well, you weren't supposed to jump in.
Mido ain't ya.
Don't. I do the finger thing. I do that thing up there. You know the one I'm talking about. With the glass of water.
Jamie Lee
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Roscoe called out to me. I had to come after him. You were supposed to stay with the rest of them.
Well, I'm not gonna leave you, dummy.
Who will be their bulwark while we're both in here?
Here it's pretty beefy these days. They'll be fine. I wasn't gonna just leave you here alone. I didn't even know if Roscoe and you would end up in.
She's an artist. She's not. She doesn't. You're fine.
Listen. I wasn't gonna leave you and Roscoe alone. In wherever we are. Where are we? Where? I look around. Do I notice anything at all?
There is not a single landmark. It is
there-
just endless silvery ocean. You see just sort of the gentle roiling of silver waves. It doesn't look like water, but it looks like the effect of a sea or an ocean, but it's not actually liquid.
Is like Shelby and the people?
Yeah,
who
I was
follow-
getting to them, but I was gonna let them handle stuff.
Well, you understand? You always boast about your understanding, Mad. Do you understand where we are?
Yeah. Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Please don't fail me now.
Very
Yeah.
good roll. Mido, as you gaze around at your surroundings, this vast, silvery, featureless expanse with the wisps darting in and out, the one thing that comes to mind is this is the astral plane. There can be no doubt about it.
Shit.
What?
This is the astral plane, Goff.
Do I know what the astral plane is?
No.
Okay.
Can I just
Unless you want to do an
explain?
Arcana check as well.
I'll just do one to see if Goff has any memory of it. Nope. 8. So I'll ask Mido.
And Mido will explain it.
What?
Because I'm not good at explaining.
I'll
these
say that he's heard of it. He's heard the name, but he doesn't know anything about it. I would say that he knows the phrase astral or astral.
Mido,
What
what
is-
you know
what is
about the
that?
astral plane is that it is sort of the realm of dream and thought. Um, it's a vast, featureless expanse with uh, essentially it's trying to think the best way to explain it. Um, it's sort of like a place for travelers to get through. There's a number of ways to get to various other planes through the astral plane. Um, Very powerful magic users have the ability to project themselves into the astral plane in order to do exploration.
Oh, great. I explained that to Goff.
So it's a kind of midway
Yes. And we're here.
station between. Okay, that means
And-
that means that it's possible to get out, right?
Anything's possible, Goff.
Can you be certain? Your lack of
No.
certainty is concerning to me. Okay.
Listen, I'm pretty good at the magic stuff, but this is and beyond anything that I've ever.
Okay. Well,
Now-
before we
Well-
move forward, if there's anywhere to even move in this place, we should tell them. We should tell them what we know. I'm going to send them something. Or try. So I'm going to cast Sending and send it to Ellen.
Okay,
Um,
it works.
okay. We're alive. Mito says astral plane.
Ellen, as you all are reorienting.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out what
Well, Goff is.
Roscoe called. I had to answer. I'm sorry. I should have told Mito to stay. That's the message. But Mito doesn't hear that, so she doesn't know I said
Yep.
that.
So, Ellen, as you're all of you are returning to the Dapper Snapdragon, reorienting yourself as you're back in Arcadia, you receive this message from Goff. You can respond if you wish.
Okay. I was just gonna say, come back safe. And, we need to continue with the investigation, but we'll see if we can help.
Okay. Goff, Ellen got it. They're going to move forward, as should we. We should try to meet them as soon as possible. It's an unfortunate time to get stuck here, but hopefully fate is on our side.
Right. And I go up to Roscoe and I give him big pets.
I think Roscoe is still being held by Goff, possibly. So
Yeah, so.
you walk up to Goff and you just kind of scratch Roscoe behind the ears, and he wags his tail and he gives you a big lick on the side of the face.
As much as I regret being misplaced, I don't think I could have left you here alone, Roscoe. So it is just the path we have to take for now.
Get out of
He,
this.
he barks in affirmation to you. It's around that time that you hear this groaning behind you, and turning, you see Detective Shelby and the two guards that had been thrown into the black hole are now stirring to consciousness.
They have
And
weapons on them.
there's some weapons scattered about, not within reach of them. You see Shelby kind of pull himself out and say, "Ah, my head. What the hell happened?"
Mito, please
Oh,
quickly separate
grab-
them from any weapons.
I grab their weapons, any that are scattered on the
Yeah,
floor.
you see Detective Shelby kind of coming to his senses, and he looks around himself and he looks toward one of his pistol at the that's clattered to the ground nearby, and he looks to dive for it just as you get in front of it and kick it away, and he
Hey.
looks up at you and glares.
Lay that pistol down, babe.
Same energy as little son.
Little son. Little son.
Well, detective, look what you got us all into now.
I wouldn't be here if you hadn't thrown me the fuck in here.
We wouldn't
So look
be
what
here
you
if
got us into.
Are you
We wouldn't
fucking
be-
kidding me right
Are-
now?
Are you're blaming me for putting a
You
bunch of
could have
bombs in...
just let us walk right out of there.
Shut up!
Fucking kidding me. You used
Stop
a goddamn.
talking. Everything you say is a nuisance. We are in here because you placed bombs within multiple explosive devices within pocket dimensions that we don't even understand, and you sent us all here. We would have all been in here regardless. This is your doing. You awful slime.
Well, at least you're stuck here with us. And we'll give
we're not
Warren some
stuck
time
here.
to do what he needs to do.
Whatever your leader is trying to do.
As he
He's
says
going
that,
to
he
be
kind of
stopped.
realizes he said too much, and he kind of.
What did he say?
He said maybe that'll give Warren some time to.
Oh,
Oh.
And then he just
Warren?
kind of clams up.
Warren
Said you
Vidic?
already said.
how? Let me, how do they come around to hiring you to work? Because you are one of the most incompetent piles of filth I've ever met.
I ain't saying nothing to you.
You already said
who
it.
it is. You just told us.
I'm done saying things to you now. We gonna try to get out of here? What?
Oh, we are. But I don't know if I want to help you.
Oh no,
guys.
you're not gonna just leave us here. And he looks over toward the other two guards, who you take a look at them now, and they look like sort of bewildered. They don't look too. They look pretty young still, like they're fresh on the force. Maybe they were just taken in on this whole thing, and they look a little confused and a little frightened.
Well, maybe those two, but I don't know if I want to help you.
No,
mean,
I
look,
believe. I believe.
You're the good guys, right? I mean, you can't just leave us here.
I'm not good.
I believe we need some contingencies in place. I would like to see you in a cell, but I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, which is quite far, obviously.
So you do trust me pretty well, then? Is what he's saying.
No,
Oh,
I don't trust you at all. I'm gonna walk up to him and
No, hold on. He kind of takes a step back.
what?
You see that? He looks around. I want both of you to make a perception check.
18.
Okay. Mito? Yep, okay. So, both of you notice this as you're looking around at yourself, at your surroundings. You're not, what you, previously you could see this silvery sea that stretched out toward the horizon. Now it seems like there is a mist coming in, and you actually can't see more than maybe 100 feet in any direction as it's sort of starting to close in. There's just sort of this purpley blue hazy mist, astral mist that is coming in
I don't think we should be in that.
Is it from every direction, or is there like
from
a
every
pattern?
direction.
Well,
You hear this distant echo of horse hooves coming from all around you.
do you
Out of
hear
these
that,
mists.
Mido? Hello?
Mido.
Said I do.
Oh,
Am I
didn't
too
hear
quiet? I
You
don't.
might
that-
be, your sensitivity might be.
That part didn't come through.
Because I.
It's okay. They're coming from every direction.
It sounds like it's coming from every direction. You just hear. "Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum." Just sounds like it's coming closer and closer. Detective Shelby kind of looks around for a weapon, and he sees his pistol that you kicked away. He rushes for it. Are you gonna do anything?
I thought Mido picked it up.
Did Mito pick it up?
I kicked it away.
Oh,
I never specified that I picked it up. So.
Okay, so you see him going for his pistol.
if you trained that on either of us, any of us, you will not be getting out of here alive.
Well, whatever this is, we're probably not gonna get out of here alive anyway. But I ain't gonna go down without a fight. He picks his pistol up off the ground, and he pulls the hammer back on it, and he looks around cautiously. And there's just this moment of tense silence in this area as the mists are closing in around you. You just hear the horse hooves getting closer. And then you just hear shp, shp, as you see these two silver arrows pierce the fog and plant themselves in the two Arcadian guards' chests, and they drop instantly.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace.
I tighten up formation with Mino and Roscoe's shield out.
The mists
Sorry.
part as about half a dozen riders bear down upon you, each mounted atop an incorporeal steed built from wisps of shadow, and each of them clad in shining silver plate armor, their faces obscured by skull-shaped helms, and one of them, bearing a terrible silver longsword, rushes toward Shelby, who pulls his pistol up and fires. 1, 2, 3. The bullets bounce harmlessly off this figure's armor as he intercepts Shelby and runs him through with the longsword, but the sword doesn't wound him. You see no blood, and Shelby stands there dazed for a moment as the rider gallops beyond him. And then you see the assailant toss a chain behind him with a silver collar at its end, and the collar clamps around Shelby's neck as the rider gallops away.
Oh, is it pulling him away?
It's then that you notice that Shelby's form is starting to become blurry, and then the chain grows taut, and a translucent form rips itself from the detective's body.
Oh.
Similar to him in every way, but colorless and ghostly. And Shelby's physical form drops to the ground as his astral form is dragged away by the rider.
Bye, bitch.
The form struggles with the collar around his neck, flailing his arms in your direction, his eyes wide. Help me! Help, please, help! He screams as his soul is dragged away into the mists.
Is it like, does this happen fast enough that there's like, he's already in the mist by the time we can do anything?
I would say you have one action.
Can I do it?
As a number of other riders are starting to circle you. You can do what?
Can I do a check and potentially also an action depending on what my check gets me?
Yeah, sure.
What would I roll to understand what the fuck this is?
This would be an Arcana check.
Okay. 10.
No, you do not understand what just happened.
Mido, I don't. What is this?
A number of these other riders have stopped now, and there's about a half a dozen in total, maybe a little bit more, and they're all beginning to circle around you. A number of them are bearing silver swords and similar chains, and a larger figure strides forward on his mount, glancing over all of you, and he points at you, Goff. And he goes,
What do you say?
You don't understand his language.
Oh, it's something. It's just not common.
Yeah. One of the riders with the collar closes in and throws it in your direction. But before it reaches you, you see a bolt of magic streak out of the mist.
Oh fuck!
And knock the collar away from you. And out of the fog step three figures.
Oh my God.
Who by their pointed ears you quickly recognize to be elves. And if Red, Alex, and Mel, you would like to introduce your characters.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
I don't want to go first.
Oh man. Okay.
I'll
So
Red go first. I roll a
okay,
dice.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like so one of them is shorter and you can like she looks like an elf, but her skin is very like a pastel green, and everything about her is pastel. She's got pastel blue hair, she's got a big pink glittery bow that drifts from
Oh my God.
around her pants, and her boots have these bright looking wings on them, and she looks very concerned. And
The second one is standing sort of close to the pastel one. And everywhere that she's bright and colorful and cheery, this one is sort of goth and dark. And you see she's got a sort of like flowing dress. Her hair is like almost down to her waist. She's got dark, like deep purplish ribbons in her hair that sort of accent, like as a sort of like accent, with like a sort of like the same sort of purple sash around her waist. and like she's got like the sleeves are like, you know how like the sleeves can be like long and flowy and the skirt is long and yeah, it's like that.
So y'all are Ty Lee and Mai from Avatar. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of off to the side of the other two elves is a slightly shorter figure. He's only a little bit over 5 foot. Wearing a very large, very dark cloak that seems to kind of shift in tones and values. It's set across the front with this. It's kind of fastened across this front at the front with this spiderweb looking pattern that glows kind of blue and purple. He has his hood up and he pulls it down past his ears, and you see a drow.
Oh shit!
His skin is kind of dark, but it has kind of a bluish tint to it. His white hair forms a kind of tousled bird's nest haloing around his face. It's very like messy. And if anybody knows anything about Drow, you find something very peculiar in that his eyes are completely black, to a point where they
Ooh.
seem to draw light in rather than the light toned eyes that
This is
Drow
Alex'
usually have.
character.
And he looks kind of dispassionately at what is happening in front of them.
Okay. So as you see these three emerge, the riders, the leader, points his silvery sword in their direction and goes, "Yo!" And with that, I need all of you to roll initiative.
Hell
fuck.
yeah!
Oh boy, new initiative. I'm gonna use.
What?
Oh my god, I have to look at Red's character. I'm zooming
Yeah,
in real
I'm-
far. Oh my god, she's so cute!
I'm putting in Wiggle. I'm putting in a full version of that image.
Oh my god!
I want to pay someone to draw mine because this is.
I've only
Falcon's
known
a
this
good one.
character for 1 week, but if anything happened to them,
Oh
my
my
God,
god,
Red, this
she's
is such a
so
good
cute.
Red showed me the doll maker version of it, but this is so much better.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh wow,
Nice.
yeah.
That's a goth boy.
yeah. Oh my god, I rolled
Oh,
a
whoop.
fucking 1.
That's... Let me just switch my.
It's okay. I also rolled a nat for one of these guys.
Oh my goodness.
What's my?
Are these
That's
Githyanki?
Yes.
Oh, we wouldn't know that, but just as a
Yeah,
player.
that's why I
Oh, fuck.
didn't name them Githyanki.
Right.
What is? Hold on. Fuck. Shit. Oh god.
Good, Roscoe.
I rolled a 13, by the way. I didn't see if it was on.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I put it in, but I didn't.
Okay. So, okay, 3 for 7. Did I get everyone here?
Fel, can I subtract 2 spell points and have mage armor on? Because basically
Yeah.
at the beginning every day he casts it. So.
Yeah. That's fine. You have everybody in?
Oh, am I in?
Mel didn't. Okay, Mel didn't use roll 20. I gotta roll.
I
that,
didn't.
Mel.
Yeah.
So
Big
that
21.
That should be everyone. Okay, so as you are all standing in this astral, silvery, blue, and purple space, you see is it Ina or Ina?
Ina.
Ina, as you and your companions strode out of the fogs, you always had a sense that the astral plane sort of takes you where you need to go. You stepped out of the fog and you found this band of Githyanki, who you know them as Githyanki, surrounding this group of individuals. What do you do?
Well, first, I'm just gonna. I am going to point to pull out this like intricately carved lyre, and then just sort of strum a couple strings on it, like just sort of pluck them, and then they send out this sort of strange, oddly, what's it called? This like,
Discordant.
yeah, not quite discordant, but
Oh.
it's a chord with some crunch to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this is how I think of music. So, and
Just
then
say what you feel. Just
yeah, so like there's this, you hear like a chord, and it's like it's a broken chord with a little bit of crunch to it.
Okay.
And then she looks directly at uh wait, which one through the collar?
The collar, that would be the Reaver here.
Oh, okay.
The leader just directed him to do it. So.
Oh, okay. Did we arrive close enough to see him directed, or like?
No.
Okay, so I just saw the collar being thrown.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a look at that Reaver.
Okay.
And cast Crown of Madness.
Okay.
Nice.
So can you post that into Roll20? Can you just hit the button? Because I don't know anything about these.
Oh,
I don't think you did that right. What's your DC?
I mean, if you're level 12, it's probably 17 or something.
There it is.
There you go. Okay. Okay. All right. So he's got to make a Wisdom save. That is a 17 exactly. So
Fuck.
Unfortunately,
Bollocks.
I rolled a 15.
Wait, no.
And
He has disadvantage
How does he have disadvantage?
because I have the lyre, and it's
Is
a
this
charm.
spell?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
enchantment. Yeah. Okay. So he's got disadvantage. He's gonna roll again. 6 this time. So that's a
Oh
failure.
my god,
Oh my
what?
God.
Nice.
Charm
Is this
target
some
must
crazy
use.
weapon? Like some crazy magic item?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so he's charmed. So you all look over at this Reaver who is sitting atop his shadowy steed, as a jagged crown of iron appears on his head, and his eyes begin to glow a light with a frenzied red energy. So that's all for now. Nothing happens until his turn. Is that correct? He has
Yep.
to. Yeah. Okay. So let me just make sure I understand this spell. So before moving, he has to make the attack action, but he can't really attack anything because there's nothing in range.
Yeah.
Okay.
But either way, he's like he can't.
He's
Not
basically
incapacitated, but
unless you attack him, right? Like if
uh,
You have to use your action to maintain control every turn.
Yeah.
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so nothing happens now, but and that's your turn. You're gonna move, go anywhere else in this large plane of nothingness.
No, I'm good for now. Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay. Roscoe's turn. He looks around himself and he sees these new individuals have joined the fray, and one of them has attacked one of their assailants. At that point, he's going to jump out of Goff's arms and get down low to the ground and just growl. And he's going to make for the warband leader.
Oh, fuck.
Good boy.
Let's see, how far away is the warband leader? Ooh, 30 feet. Oh, 25 feet. So I think. What is Roscoe's intelligence score? Roscoe has an intelligence of 8, which means he only has a 24 movement. I'm going to say he
I thought his movement was like 50 something.
that's not how it works in the astral plane.
Step
Oh.
of the wind.
That's true. Well, he can get up to him. But you see that Roscoe, as he jumps from your arms and he begins running toward this warband leader, he doesn't seem as fast and as nimble as he usually does. In fact, as he seems like he's running in place. You know
Oh,
how
no.
like a dog is swimming through water almost.
Yeah. Oh no. Todd's game is
He
breaking.
seems very confused by this, but nonetheless, he does manage to get up to the warband leader, and he's going to make 3 attacks, and he's going to start off with a stunning strike. So that is a 24 to hit. That I think definitely hits this guy. Roscoe does 13 points of damage with that attack, and the guy has to make a Constitution save. What is Roscoe's DC at this point? I think it's 17 or 16. Just gotta check. His DC is 17. Yep. Okay, so he's got to make a Constitution saving throw DC 17. That's a 9, so that's a failure. So this
Oh shit.
this warband leader is.
Nice.
You see that you see Roscoe jump at this warband leader, and a pulse of electricity rushes through this warband leader as he collapses off of his mount, and the mount actually dissipates into the aether and disappears.
Oh.
And Roscoe's going to make 2 additional strikes with advantage this time. So that hits, and that's a natural 20.
Damn, Roscoe.
Nice.
Uh,
Making up for all of those saves.
so that's an
Got it.
additional 19 points of damage, and this warband leader is currently stunned.
Nice.
That brings us to Uno. As you saw Ina attacking one of the Reavers, you saw this dog rush off toward the warband leader. What do you wish to do?
Okay. Real quick. I am very new to this class.
Bard.
Same.
Alright,
Same.
I believe in both of you.
Okay. Okay. So Uno is going to strike her drum once, and
Okay.
you know she has
Drum.
like a little. She's got a little djembe drum that's sort of attached to her
Yeah.
hips,
It's so cute.
and she strikes it once, and right here, casts Storm Sphere.
Storm Sphere. Holy shit! What does
Nice.
that do?
It does.
Oh shit! Okay, I have never seen this ability before. This is all new to me. I
Yeah.
feel like Griff McElroy. Oh shit! What is that? Okay. Is this concentration? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good shit.
Appears on the end of a Okay.
Where's it gonna be?
So it's 20-foot radius sphere. Do you want to draw it on there? Just like draw a.
Yeah.
If you use the draw tool, just like draw where you want it to be.
shit.
So if it's a 20-foot radius sphere, that means it's 8. The circle is 8 squares long.
8 squares long. Okay.
If you can hold down Shift to snap to the
fuck,
grid,
that's
and
a square.
Alt will turn it into a circle.
Oh. Okay.
So hold down Shift Alt, and that'll create a circle.
Shift. Alt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
20-foot radius.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's
It's a
actually 8 squares
Big ol'
long.
sphere. Yeah.
So, 2.
He's a big
4,
boy.
5, 6, 7. I can't do math.
It's okay. I'm gay too.
Hold on. I'm making it an actual circle. And then
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna move it.
yeah, that's a
Okay.
big chumby
Wow.
circle.
Chumpy circle.
Yeah,
Chumby!
it's pretty big. Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Woohoo!
Fuck 'em up.
That's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yep.
Jesus.
Okay, so they all have to make a strength saving throw. DC 17. So we've got 2 riders and a reaver. So what's the DC is 17?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so both of those riders fail. The reaver also fails.
Oh my god.
So they all take 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yes, and now it's
You want to roll that?
Yes, and now that space is difficult terrain.
Okay, so they each take 7 points of damage. This is lightning damage or bludgeoning damage?
It is bludgeoning damage.
Okay. All right. So you all see this. Essentially, you hear this crackling sound followed by this as it's sort of like the gravity effect that the astrologian does, just sort of appears in midair
Nice.
as this swirling orb of electricity appears where these 3 riders are, and it's circling around them and charging them. You see some of their hair standing on end as the lightning is striking them.
Okay, and as
And
a
it remains in
oh, sorry.
place.
And as a bonus action, I want to. I'm just gonna shout to the other 3. Hey, do you need any help? We're here to help.
Yes!
So, yeah, you with the sword. And then she just starts. She starts drumming a little beat on her drum, and
Oh my
I
God.
give
Put it
Mido
on.
an
So
inspiration.
Good. Very good.
So now you have a D10 of inspiration.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank
Uh,
you, mysterious elf.
Is there anything else
Acting.
you wish to do? Movement? Anything else?
Gonna sit put for now.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the Reaver's turn. Now, this one is under the effects of the crown. He can't use his melee attack right now. So he can then act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none are within its reach. So he basically burns his action. He's like, "Whoa," and then you see him with rage just run up in your direction. So let's see. His int is 14, so that gives him a 42 movement speed.
Is
right?
that how it works?
Yeah, it's times 3.
Goodness.
That's why I'm glad that you didn't lower your int score, Mel.
Okay.
So he runs up to you, but he's not going to do anything because he can't attack. These two, or this one that remains, he looks around and he sees that this other group has engaged, and that the potential capture that they were planning for these 3 seems to be going awry, and you see him concentrating for a moment. And then with this
Counterspell.
it's not a spell.
Oh, okay.
He seems to be thinking about something, and then what you notice all of a sudden is that you hear this warping sound, like as
Oh, hello.
Oh, he's making shit appear.
Ah,
Are those big rocks?
yeah,
that's
they're
a
big
tree.
rocks.
This is a cover, essentially.
Yeah, their
Is
cover
that-
essentially
Okay.
are appearing almost as if by force of will.
Well,
and
that's
then
pretty interesting.
and then he is going to use his movement and action because that was his bonus action.
Wow.
It's
Bonus
basically
action,
a lair.
make
It's basically
rock.
a lair action.
Wow.
So what he's going to do is he is going to rush around this rock toward Mito, and he is going to make 2 swings of this massive, elegant-looking silver greatsword.
Oh.
The first is an 18 to hit, that does not hit you, and the second's an 11. So
Wow.
you see this silvery longsword, greatsword coming down towards you, and it seems to glow with a bit of sort of a whitish light. But you manage to deflect both of his attacks with your shield, and then he just kind of stands there dumbfounded looking at you. And that's his turn.
I'm
uses bonus action.
powerful.
The warband leader is stunned, so he can't do anything. That brings us to Goff.
Goff just like he's looking over towards the new people that arrive. Like, well, they seem to not be enemies. That was about to look very bad. And then he's going to, let's see. Which was the guy that threw the column? Is the one close to
the
to
one
new-
over here that's
Oh,
now
okay.
rushing toward this group of individuals that just appeared.
Let's see. My movement's the same, I think, because my intelligence is 10. So, I'm basically just trying to decide which of my friends I want to help. I'm gonna take the advantage that Roscoe gave while this guy's stunned. I'm gonna try and run up and whack him a couple of.
Okay. Now, when you move, I don't think it affects you because you have like a 10
My
intelligence
movement is
anyway.
exactly the same as it would be.
Oh, it's still the
normally.
same. So it's 30.
It's 30.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start out with just. Actually, maybe there's a. No, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna try. Before I do any spells, I'm gonna take advantage of Roscoe's open. So I'm gonna hustle over here, and I'm gonna. It's an attack with advantage.
Yes.
Well, I didn't need the advantage. Well, I should.
See if it's a nat 20.
It was not.
Yeah.
It was a 23, 24.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
So I'm gonna do that. It's plus. So 8 bludgeoning and 5 lightning.
Okay. 8 bludgeoning followed by 5 lightning damage.
And then bonus action, I'm gonna since the spiritual weapon does a melee attack, would it also get advantage?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna summon the spiritual weapon and just double down on this with Roscoe.
Okay.
And just put it next to the warband leader, and
Okay. So that's whoop, and give that to Goff. I'm not gonna bother naming
So
all of it
it's-
because
it has. Oh yeah, now I don't have to be confused anymore because now that my wisdom's higher, it actually like has the same attack bonus as my melee, so it's just the same now.
okay, you have control over it.
Thank you. Okay, so that was 1 higher, so it hit.
Yep.
And that's the same. Okay, that makes things so much easier that my wisdom is higher. I don't have to think about it anymore. Oh, sweet. 13 points of force damage.
Holy moly!
Holy
so
moly.
I got an 8 on that one.
So Goff, as you rush up to this prone warband leader and begin wailing on him, and you're all just kind of dogpiling on this green-skinned, kind of lanky-looking rider, as he can't do anything about it. He is just having to weather the blows, and I mean, he doesn't look happy about it. He's looking pretty rough already. That brings us. Anything else you wish? Yeah, you're done. Mito.
Mito!
Mido!
Go,
I'm gonna-
Mario!
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna look at the guy who tried to hit me. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna wait till I hit him first before I say anything stupid.
That does not. Wait, hold on. No, that does not hit. I'm sorry.
I have inspiration?
Yeah.
I don't remember what
Yeah,
that
this
You-
is.
Yeah, but
Inspiration.
You
that's
can add
not
it to your hit.
that.
Yeah, you can roll a D.
Yeah, you can roll a d10
10?
and then add that to your attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that does hit now. Yes. So that's 7 points of piercing damage, followed by the fire. And don't forget your cantrip as your bonus action.
Oh
if you wanna
yes,
use
yes.
that.
I'm sorry. Yes. Okay.
Was adding it to the attack not
No, that's adding to damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can't,
okay.
Like it's not like Hiraeth's inspiration. You can't add it to damage.
You can also add it to AC when I give it to you, but nobody ever does that. So
Oh,
I
I didn't know
Well,
that.
I did
I
not
just-
know that.
I've never
either.
I've never had an instance where I had
Well,
inspiration. and I
Hiraeth
could
doesn't
use
give
it.
a lot of inspiration now. To be
Because
fair.
people never use them!
Mhm.
I use them.
Okay, so
I
that's.
have
Also,
used
my
it.
bonus
Stop.
action is a hot commodity, okay?
Don't forget your flame tongue rapier damage as well.
2d6.
Yep. Wow.
It's a
Okay,
lot of
so
numbers.
Hold
so
on.
you're with your first hit, you strike out with your rapier and just cleave a nice large chunk out of this guy's plate armor as one of his pauldrons falls off and lops to the side, and a spurt of blood shoots out. You still have 2 more attacks.
Ooh.
That does hit. Just hits, in fact. As you find another weak point in this guy's armor. You have 1 more attack. That
Damn,
also hits.
Mido.
Bow,
Jesus.
bow, bow,
Yep.
Yeah.
So, with expert precision, you find every single weak point in this guy's heavy silver
Nice.
plate armor, and he's looking really rough already.
Uh,
I should have
hold
thrown
on.
more guys at you. This is a lot.
Did I action surge in the last battle? I don't think I did.
No.
Well, that's what I'm doing now.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Um,
Oh my god!
Oh.
Wow.
So
Wow.
roll 4d6 on that.
Get fucked.
Ooh,
Oh.
he's looking pretty haggard.
Oh
Holy
god.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, jeez. Stop,
That-
stop. He's already dead.
Mine
with
just
that
goes
final
like
attack-
supersonic and just like whittles this guy into charcoal.
with that final attack, you do a kind of a coup de grace and swirl around, and
She
Even though
just
your-
does like the
your
red-
weapon is not really designed for it. You do manage to lob this guy's head off.
Nice.
yeah.
With you still have your movement and 1 additional attack.
Well, I look down at him. I'm like, and let's see. Who else? Let's see. Who
You have
else?
what movement and 1 attack left?
You have movement and 1 attack. You, as you begin moving, actually find there's a lightness to your step as you discover that with your your sort of arcane knowledge, you have an easier time controlling your movements in this place. You actually have a movement speed of, I believe it's, well, whatever your intelligence is times 3. I
Oh,
forget.
cool. Dope. I'm just gonna use this one though, just to get to this guy.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, and
Whew.
bam, and that's my turn.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Action surge is so gross.
And they were
Mayo.
Okay.
I
roommates.
can't wait till I get my second one.
That brings us to 7.
That is such an Alex name.
I know,
That
that's
is
such a
Thank
cool
you.
name.
It is. It's. I don't know how to describe it quite yet, but it is an aesthetic that I understand coming directly from.
Yeah.
You guys know me too well, and you're going to know exactly how aesthetic this character is after I do this action that I've been planning this whole time. Anyway, 7 scans the field, and a lot of these guys are well and truly counted for. He doesn't really want to dogpile on anybody that's already being attacked or has people to face, so he's going to calmly sidestep a little bit. Going to face this guy. Let
Yeah.
me check.
Oh, there's a guy down there. I didn't even notice
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he's high.
It was being blocked by people's portraits. I didn't see him.
Actually, wait, where did I start?
You were to north, yeah. So you just step down.
So I'm actually going to approach him a little bit more.
Okay.
20. Okay, that's 30. I'm going. 7 lifts up a hand and kind of throws it towards him like he's throwing something. There's an after image of darkness that follows in the movement of his hand, and it looks like he flings this shadowy orb. It
Oh,
goes
shit.
and it lands right in front of him. It creates a pool on the ground,
Oh.
and out of this pool leaps a giant dog, a black
What?
spectral wolf,
I
a
don't
hound
think
of
I have
ill
this.
omen.
I don't think I have this ready.
That's okay.
Um,
Just dark dog-like
let
token.
me try something. There's not going to be any transparency on it.
It doesn't have it. I just found the image on
Oh,
Google.
okay.
So
Give me one moment.
I was going to draw one and then I forgot.
Okay. I can upload it like
And
super
I'm
quick.
going
I don't.
to.
I don't
He
actually
gets
know
his
what.
own. He
I
gets his
don't know
own
what this spell is.
initiative. So it's not. I spent my fucking initiative rolls today. I rolled a 2.
Okay, so it appears here.
Oh.
What size is it?
Whoa.
It's a medium. It's
Okay.
just normal.
So you, hold on, let me give this control to you. Does he have a
What did you say your
name?
class was?
It's called. You can call it Hound. It's Hound of Ill Omen.
I know, but I didn't know if
What?
you had an actual name. For
I
it.
was
could give
looking
it-
for one, and then we started the thing, so I don't. He does
Does it
have a
have
name for
HP?
it. Yeah, it has 50. Wait, it has 37 points of HP, but 13 points of temporary HP, so it has 50.
50. Okay. All right.
It has a plus. Its initiative is only 4. I rolled a 2, and it has a +2.
Okay. So, does it go now, or does it have to wait until the next round?
That's probably up to you. It says it has its own initiative, and I rolled a 4, and we're already past 4, so I doubt it gets to go.
I'm gonna allow it to go on this round because I would just, otherwise it's like not doing anything.
Okay.
So if you want to roll an attack for it, was that your action,
Or-
or do you have?
That's my bonus action. I spent 3 sorcerer's points to do that.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's my bonus, and now I'm going to do my action. I'm going to cast blindness on,
Oh
on
shit.
the Asher Rider.
Oh wow.
Okay.
He has to make a. Oh, and this is another cool thing that the Hound does. He has disadvantage on this.
Oh shit. Right.
Is the hound's near him?
When it's within 5 feet, all
Oh.
all saving throws
God.
done. Like they're only my spells, but if it's a spell of mine, so he has
Okay.
to make a Constitution saving throw, and he has to beat 17.
Well, the first was a nat 20, and the second, because it's disadvantage, was a 12.
Oh
Yay!
shit.
It's a failure.
Oh
so
my
you
God.
you see this rider, as the hound materializes next to him, almost as if it coalesces out of his own steed. Like you pull some of the shadow out of his own mount and use it to form your hound. As this happens, actually, the steed disapparates; it just disappears. And the rider crashes to the ground as his eyes also go dark, and he starts looking around in panic. And that is
now-
going to be his turn. Or
No,
that's,
well, I'm gonna move the Hound real quick. Seven's going to call out to him, Thrada! And the hound kind of looks back, and he's gonna say, "Get him!" And he's going to make a melee attack.
Okay. So if you want to roll that.
That is.
Now, I believe he has advantage because the warrior is blinded.
Yes, he does.
Oh my
He's a
god.
+5 to hit.
Y'all are just stomping over my encounter.
I mean, you had a bunch of.
What the-
I didn't roll really well. 15 is the highest one.
15 total.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that does not hit. He's wearing full half-plate armor, so as your hound jumps on top of this blinded rider, nonetheless, he can't seem to chew through its heavy plate mail.
Okay.
And that will be your turn.
Yes.
Okay. That brings us to the riders. There's two of them who are still stuck in this sphere. What
Never
is
should have
their-
come here.
Never should have come here.
Counts as difficult terrain if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so they have 36 points, 36 feet of movement in the astral plane. This one steps out, moves around to the side to try to engage Roscoe. This one, 5, 10, 15. He can't quite get it,
Oh no.
but he's going to
Dash.
he's going to use his bonus action. You see him concentrating. And Uno and Ina, as you look up, you hear another warping sound. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws
Uh-oh.
as a giant tree log just materializes above you and
Oh
drops on
god!
top.
Is that gonna hit the friend?
Yeah, he's also going to have to make a dex save.
Let's see.
You're fine.
15 plus. Oh my god, what is my save mod? +7. I have
Whoa.
proficiency
Yeah,
in
Dex
dex.
is proficient when you're
Yeah,
in
Bart
Ah.
guard.
is. Fuck.
Okay.
Even when Mel's not playing a rogue. Such...
But I still take damage
Knight
now.
rolled a 20, so he's fine. But so as this giant log materializes above you and crashes to the ground, or what you can approximate is the ground, you all manage to dodge out of the way just at the last minute. Nonetheless, you still take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Both of us?
That includes the Reaver. Yep,
Okay.
that includes the Reaver. That is going to be his turn. This rider is going to attack Roscoe with 2 swipes of his large silver greatsword. Neither of those hit. I am rolling exceptionally low. And that brings us to... let's see. So that was 1, 2, 3. This rider is going to make 2 swipes at Mido with his greatsword. 14 and a 23. So one of those hits you. So you take, Mido, you take 11 points of slashing damage, and as the silvery greatsword strikes you, as it pushes past your shield, it seems to be charged with an intense energy. You feel your mind suddenly, it's as if someone's driving a dagger into it. You take an additional 12 points of psychic damage.
Whoa.
Oh, is that much total?
So that was a total of 23 points of damage.
Ew. It's okay. Oh, I'm 2 points away from 69! Come on!
This final astral rider, let's see. Are there any other features of this hound that I should know of? Like, he's got disadvantage on attacks or something, or?
I don't think so. He can make an opportunity attack. That's about it. He
Okay.
can only get he can only attack the target that he's been sent.
Yeah, so he has disadvantage anyway because he's blinded.
Yeah.
But you see the warrior rise to his feet and start flailing his greatsword around wildly in an attempt to hit whatever he can find. The first attack was an 8 with disadvantage, and the second one was a 14 with disadvantage. Do I
The
have those
second
hit?
one hit.
The second one hits. Okay, so does your wolf have any resistances to anything?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so then he takes 9 points of slashing damage, an additional 6 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
So you should have control of the token to modify it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be all of your turns. Ina, that brings us to the top of the round.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the crown of thorns because I think I have to like
You have to
use
use
my
your
action.
every round to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like this is not. It's not. He's nowhere near anybody else, and I'm just gonna step up to him and just go. Perhaps you shouldn't have. No, no. Sorry, I
What?
had a voice. No, sorry. I'm trying to remember what voice I had planned for her, and she's just gonna go. Maybe you shouldn't have come so close. And then I'm going to whack him with my mace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled.
So what is that?
Hang on.
Because it's a special maze. If I recall.
It's no, it's a magic mace, but it doesn't do anything in actual combat. It just means I can't be surprised.
Okay.
If we're sleeping, then everybody wakes up
Okay.
before combat.
So make your attack.
My mace. Okay, I rolled a 13 plus. Oh my god, what is it? 13 plus 5 is 18?
That's
Oh
just
no,
enough.
13 plus 9. Sorry. That's 13 plus 9 is. Oh my god.
A lot.
22.
It
Yeah.
definitely hits. Yeah.
5 is the damage bonus. That's a d6 plus 5. That's a 4 plus 5. That's a 9.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a bardic inspiration
Okay.
to deal 5d6 psychic.
What?
Whoa.
Is this? Oh right, that thing.
Fucking
Fuck.
college of whispers.
Alright.
What?
Does he need to make any sort of saving throw, or is that automatic damage?
It just says when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 use of bardic inspiration to deal an extra 2d6, but since it becomes 5d6 at 10th level.
Okay. Okay.
So I think it just happens.
Sure.
And that's 19
Oh.
psychic damage.
Oh. Okay. As you step forward and take the blunt end of your mace, the forward end, and jam it into this guy's abdomen, bruising him slightly, you see a ripple of psychic energy rush up from the end of the weapon and coalesce around his head as he grabs his head in pain and screams.
And then
Holy
I just
shit.
smile and say, maybe don't come so close to me.
Don't like when people come.
Are you just? Is that a reference to like a song?
No.
Don't stand so close to me. I don't know if you're just like making subtle nods to songs here.
I would, but not this time.
Okay. Is there anything else you wish to do?
That was my action. No, that's it.
Okay. That brings us to Roscoe's turn, who, because the stun does not fade until the end of his turn, so he is going to make
Oh my god.
3 additional attacks on this guy. First is a nat 20. The second is a 12 plus 8, so that's 20. And the third is a 17 natural plus 8. So yeah, all 3 of those hit.
Oh my god. I'm so proud of my boy.
So that's
I need to be a monk again one day.
16 plus
Oh, yeah.
31 points of bludgeoning damage to this nonetheless
Holy shit.
grown astral warband leader who is really just in a bad situation. But you see finally that his muscles are no longer seizing up, and he seems to be trying to pick himself up off the ground as he is no longer stunned. That brings us to Uno.
Uno. So Uno's gonna take a look and see that there's one person still in the sphere. So she's gonna use her bonus action to make
Yeah.
an attack on that dude using the storm sphere.
Okay.
And because he's in the sphere, it has advantage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll
Hell
for
yeah.
that.
So this is a spell attack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I rolled a 14 plus charisma modifier. That's 19.
Plus your proficiency bonus, or
Oh, plus
no?
proficiency bonus. Sorry.
So 23
23.
total. Yeah, that more than hits. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's like 46 lightning, isn't it?
Yes. And I will. Blah.
It's rough. So the swirling sphere of lightning energy spins and spins in a bolt of lightning as this one rider is trying to escape from it, it zaps him right in the back and arcs through his metallic armor, and he cringes a little bit as he's trying to shrug off the attack. Is there anything else you wish to do?
She is going to guess take out a short sword, just stab this dude. It's not gonna do much, but you know.
Okay.
Bam.
That hits.
Well,
9 points of damage.
You know.
Great. As you turn toward this Astral Reaver, wait, so that was bonus action to use the Storm Sphere, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you turn toward this Astral Reaver and you just pull out your sword and just give him a little cheeky stab right in the gut.
Little poke.
Little poke. That brings us to the Astral Reaver's turn. He is reeling a little bit from Ina's attack, and he sees the two of you in front of him. What does he wish to do? Just want to see if there's anything. Okay, so he is going to make 2 great sword attacks toward Ina. Actually, no, he's gonna slice straight through. So he's gonna make one attack on Ina and the other one at Uno. So he's basically gonna hit with one and then swing the sword around and hit with the other. Toward Ina, that is a 24 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that.
So that hits you. You take 11 points of slashing damage and then an additional 7 points of psychic damage as the psychic energy from the blade travels up and reaches your mind, and you feel a similar. You're familiar with this as you deal in this type of thing as well, so you know what its make is.
I just sniff and go, fairly weak.
Muno, that is a 22 to hit you.
That hits.
You take 10 points of slashing damage, and as the psychic energy travels up into your mind, you take an additional 10 points of psychic damage. And then for his bonus action, he is going to. Let's see. He's going to Misty Step over towards 7.
Oh,
Does
what
that-
a jerk.
That doesn't provoke an opportunity, does
No.
it? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
The warband leader gets up to his feet. And what do I want to do with him? So, here's what happens with the warband leader. He concentrates, and you see him concentrating real hard. You hear a warping sound as and then he's going to use his action to dimension door on top of this ship.
Oh.
What?
and I can't. That's also not an opportunity thing, right?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yep. As this ship materializes, the rider, Roscoe, and Goffa are all going to need to make dexterity saving throws as a thunderous boom arises from around as the cannons on the ship go off.
16.
16, you're fine. Roscoe is fine. The rider is also fine. So, you take half damage.
Roscoe takes none.
None damage.
Okay, so Goff, you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as cannonballs just graze you, and so does this rider. Roscoe does not take any damage.
None
As-
damage with left thief.
I just said that.
And so
Oh,
that is
sorry.
going to be the warband leader's turn as he takes cover behind one of the mast of the ship and goes out of view.
Oh, he's out of view. Shit.
Yeah, he breaks line of sight with you. That brings
Oh,
us to-
he's behind the mast.
yes, essentially.
Okay.
Goff, it is your turn.
Do I get the idea that if I angled myself to the left or the right, I could see the warband leader, or would he be behind cover?
It would be 3/4 cover, so it'd be higher AC. It'd be more difficult to hit if it's an attack roll.
And this ship is how big? Like how
It's pretty big. I mean, it's
climbing it would be hard.
It's like maybe 5 or 10 feet up off the ground. It's 40 feet long. It's like a sloop, basically.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move and shift this way. Goff's gonna look at the as that happy after he takes some of the like gets grazed by the campfires. Like, oh, that's new. And then he's gonna shift over to this guy, and far away. I guess I'm just gonna keep on doing my melee thing. I'm gonna 1-2 the rider.
Okay.
And I guess also I'm kind of taking cover behind this rock. I don't know.
Yeah. You got like 3/4 cover behind the rock, or actually full cover from some of it.
18.
That does hit. Yes.
Okay, this is the hammer. Yeah. Well. 6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 on the damage dice.
That's it happens.
Oh wait, no, I don't need to roll a d20 to roll my elemental damage. Fuck. Where'd it go? The fuck? Oh. 5 lightning damage,
Okay.
and then my spiritual weapon. 20. No,
That hits.
it hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 11 plus
11 plus what?
9.
9 total?
No,
How much
that's
damage?
20. No, I'm sorry, that was the attack roll. The damage is 10 force damage.
10 force damage. As you move behind this rider and charge your hammer with electricity and strike him in the side as the electricity arcs up through his plate armor, and he growls and moves to try to intercept you as your shield spirals around and smacks him in the back of the head while he's just momentarily distracted.
Nice.
He's looking really rough at this point. That brings us to Maito.
Me. Toe. That's me. Well, I'm gonna keep wailing on this dude.
Okay.
Guy stabs me in the brain. I don't think so.
That hits.
Hot diggity.
Oh!
Roll
Can I do
your.
my bonus action again? Or...
Yeah, you can. You can also roll your.
Yeah, I'll do that, but I also wanted to do my bonus action.
Okay.
For the,
For firebolt.
Mito
Yeah.
does so goddamn much damage.
Yeah, really.
How much
She's
is
so
it?
Why did I allow it?
When is Ellen gonna get
So
it?
she get to roll that 1
Oh yeah, you get to reroll the ones, don't you?
for spells.
For the spell.
Oh yeah. Okay, so one's a d6, right?
It's a D10. No, you
No,
don't
one-
roll. You don't
Oh, yeah.
reroll the rapier.
Sorry,
damage.
sorry.
Just the
Just
spell
the-
damage. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
an additional
that's-
5 points of damage. That's
yeah.
actually just enough because of that
Oh.
reroll. You strike forward with your rapier, and as it pierces this guy's shoulder, your firebolt detonates inside of his shoulder
Oh,
and just
fuck.
blows him apart.
Nice.
Eh?
Mino just looks so fucking cool right
still
now
have-
for these new people.
You still have movement and 2 more attacks.
All right, well I'm gonna hop on over here,
Okay.
next to this new.
Hey, what's up?
Miles in
Hey.
her element right now.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do the hit. I'm gonna do a hit.
Don't
Do a
do
hit.
a
Do a
hit.
hit.
That hits.
Oh my god.
So that's a total of 19 points of damage.
Man,
Yeah,
that would've been good,
Unfortunately,
too.
that last one does not hit. So you rush downward toward this Reaver who is looks to be about to assault this dark-skinned looking elf, this drow, and you strike forward with your rapier and catch him off guard. And as you do so, he catches wind of you and pulls his greatsword around to parry your third blow.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I wanted to if I wanted to use protection, I don't know if I would be in range to do so on,
You're within 5 feet, aren't you?
is
Yeah.
that 5 feet? Okay,
Yeah, you're adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah, adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
cool.
Okay.
Dab.
You Deb. Okay, so that brings us to the Hound's turn.
All I can do is attack, so
Okay.
I'll roll an attack here. That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Yay!
yep.
Good
Spicy
job,
dark.
big wolf.
Spicy dark wolf.
That's so on brand.
Thank you, thank you.
It
I thought so
absolutely-
too. 2d6. If it's 2d6, do I just roll 4d6? If it
Yes.
crits? Okay.
And add the modifier.
It doesn't really. It just says +3. That's
Yeah,
as
so you
well
just
as
add a
it has
3.
a strength. Yeah. Okay. That is. Ooh, that's a big roll. 18 points of. Nope. 19 points of damage.
Is he still blinded?
Wait. Fuck.
It doesn't matter. You have
21 points of damage.
21 points of damage.
Yes.
As your hound finds purchase on his neck and crunches down. And you see a
Yeah.
big spurt of blood as he is looking pretty rough now.
Okay.
And that brings us to your turn.
See that, that guy's still blind and my hound's getting him, so I turn around to I kind of give Mido like the nod, like game recognized game. I've been enjoying your work. Good job.
Nice.
As my bonus action, I'm going to draw a line in front of me. It's going to become it's basically like a line of shadow, and it slowly like solidifies into a sword, and I grab the hilt, and I've cast Shadow Blade.
Oh
Bonus action.
shit!
Oh shit.
Shit.
I want to cast that at 3rd level.
Drow
That
Shadow.
sounds fucking sick.
Where is that? Is that from Race?
Shadow Blade?
Yeah, where is that from?
Sorcerer.
Is that a spell?
They can do it. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
spell.
it's a shadow.
Shadow Blade.
Oh,
I don't know where. Let me look up. I can look up where it
Shadow.
comes from. I think it's maybe.
Oh yeah, here we go. Shadow Blade is from Xanathar's Guide. Okay, yeah. I was looking at Shadow Blade without a space in it, and it got me like a.
Oh yeah, no.
That's
This one
something
has
different.
a space in it.
Okay, so you
I.
hold your hand forward, and a bunch of shadow coalesces out of the ground into your hand and forms this gnarled, jagged-looking blade
That's so
that is
cool.
licking fire, dark black fire out of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna embarrass myself because I don't have advantage and my hit isn't great, but I'll.
It
try.
still looked
Do you
cool.
use strength?
Yeah, it looked cool. No, it's finesse. I'm gonna use Dex, but my Dex isn't fantastic either. So.
Oh, but so it's not a spell attack. It uses
No,
melee.
it is a magical weapon.
Okay, so you have to run up to attack him, or?
No, I'm turning around to attack the dude.
Oh, you're
behind.
attacking the Reaver. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to get an opportunity attack.
Right.
Yeah, I assume that misses. It's only a 12.
Yeah, unfortunately, that does not hit. As you swing around to stab the Reaver with your blade made out of pure shadow, he brings his silvery sword up to counter it, and it's almost as if for a momentary, as the psychic energy intersects with your shadow, it's almost as if it pushes back, and your shadow blade kind of parts a little bit and then reforms.
I'm going to do the anime thing where I just go. And that's my turn.
It brings us to the Astral Rider. There's 2 of them left. This one's going to finally get out of the awful hell zone. He's going to Misty Step. This is bonus action over to Uno, and he's going to make 2 attacks on you.
Oh no.
First is an 18 to hit. sec-
That
it's a
does
knock.
hit. Yeah.
Okay, so the one attack hits you. As his greatsword strikes you, you take 10 points of slashing damage and an additional 11 of
Oh my god.
psychic.
Ew. So that's 21 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Ew.
And that is going to be his turn. That turn, and then this one is still swinging wildly. He's going to try to make 2 more attacks with disadvantage.
He's
toward...
also, I forgot to tell you, but he can save against.
Yeah,
blindness.
I realized that. I'm going to have him do that at the end of this turn. He's going to make 2 more swings at this with disadvantage at the wolf. A nat 20 turned into a 15. I'm assuming that still hits.
Yeah, it's only a 14 AC.
Okay,
so-
and the second one is a 14 with disadvantage. So both of those hit.
Oh no. Live
So
on,
the,
Dark
the
Wolf.
first attack is 8 points of slashing and 6 points of psychic. The second
8 and 6.
8 and 6.
Okay.
The second is 8 points of slashing and 10 points of psychic.
No.
He's still hanging in there.
Oh my
Wow.
god. Alex is like the master
now-
of holding on barely.
And now he's going to try to make a Constitution saving throw. It's DC 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got
With
a 6. He's
disadvantage.
not.
Yay!
So that is his turn. That brings us
I
to.
love blindness.
Ina.
It's not concentration. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good spell. Ina, it is your turn.
Yes.
You see this rider appear in a cloud of mist and strike at Uno. What are you doing?
Ina goes up and then touches the back of Uno's back and says, better if they can't see us. And then she's going to cast Greater Invisibility at
Oh, shit.
6th level.
Okay.
So now both of us are invisible.
Okay.
Attacks against us have disadvantage.
Right. So you are both invisible. I'll give you a little mark.
Woo woo. And that's
How
the
much
kind
is
that
it?
doesn't actually get affected by.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
As long as concentration is maintained. Yep.
How much is sorry.
A 5th level spell.
Yeah,
That is.
I have that open right now.
7.
It's 7. Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. So that's your turn. You have anything else you wish to do?
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I took 7 away from my health instead of
Yeah, you
my-
had 69 for a moment there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Some of us can't get 69.
Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm Mito is just gonna hear out of the void, or actually no, 7 is just gonna hear out of the void. Nice aesthetic. And
I
that's
get to respond.
sure.
Oh, did you just use message?
No, that's my inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I get an inspiration. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Cool look.
And that's your turn?
Nice cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So
That's what sent me over the
you
edge.
look over at Uno and Ina as they both disappear from view, shimmering predator style against the astral landscape. The rider looks very, very confused. That brings us to Roscoe, who is going to spend one of his attacks to strike this rider. That hits
Boy.
for 11 points of damage, which is more than enough. As Roscoe jumps forward and lunges onto the top of this rider, and just what's the word I'm looking for? He kind of shakes him around like a rag doll for a bit.
Oh my
until,
god.
the rider grows still. Then with the remainder, he doesn't have any. I'd say he could probably get up onto the ship, but that's going to be his turn. Unless he can get south. Let me see. Yeah, he can get south. So you see him
Yeah.
run around this side, and the boulder was in his way. The boulder was in his way this whole time, and he kind of stops and tilts his head at this hound. This
It just kind of looks at him.
spectral hound. And then he goes, oh, and then he focuses on.
A dog? Oh wait, fight.
It's 16 plus 8, so that hits, and then a 5 does not hit. 5 plus 8, so that only one of those attacks hits. He's gonna make it a stunning strike.
Isn't he still blinded?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're right.
yeah.
Thank you. So that's no. So I
Advantage.
rolled a 4 that
Oh.
time.
Well, he
okay.
would get advantage.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you rolled advantage on all
Yeah,
those.
I rolled a 5 and then I rolled a 4.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so only one of those hit. He's gonna make it a stunning strike. He hits for 13 points of damage. This guy needs to do a con save. He fails spectacularly.
Well,
Now
yeah,
he's
he rolls with
blinded and stunned.
disadvantage.
So now he's blinded. As his eyes are
Nice.
dark, he sort of just lies down on the ground. And that's gonna be Roscoe's turn. Who
It's
knows?
like, oh shit, it's all going to hell now.
You are currently invisible.
Okay,
Does she get
well,
advantage since she's invisible
I
Yes.
on attacks?
Yes.
Like
it's
melee
like
attacks?
it's like being blind, but in reverse. So like
Invisibility-
you get advantage, and the other person
Invisibility
gets disadvantage.
says invisible, which is the condition. Says attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage. So yes, you get advantage,
You know.
Oh,
and it doesn't break. So
hell
there it
yeah.
is.
One sec. Okay. So all this gave a little bit of a spook. So I'm going to use Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
On, let's see, I can use it on. I don't think Goff is.
I'm probably too far away.
Oh no, you're within range.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I don't-
Wait.
What's
I
the
don't
no.
have healing.
I don't
so-
think you.
Wait, Mass Cure Wounds is a circle you place the center point of within the range of your spell cast, so
Okay,
you,
It's
a
not centered
third-
on you. It can.
Choose
it
up
can
to
be centered on a point.
choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on that point. So.
So you can
I'm
place
sure
it
you can
anywhere you
find
want
one.
as long as
yeah,
it's 30.
like if it's right here,
Yeah.
it should get everybody.
It should hit everyone except Roscoe, who doesn't need it because he's at full health anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
7.
I'm gonna
Well.
use that good Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And
Does that hit the
invisibility,
dog too? No, it does not.
No, it's okay. He'll be all right.
Just out of the range of the
Yeah,
We're in
so
shadow pup.
everyone
14
gets
points.
pretty much everyone gets 14 HP.
Cool beans.
Thanks, cool green girl.
Yeah. And
How much
as a-
HP? I'm sorry, I
It
forgot
says
already.
14, like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you're
It's
okay.
okay.
And as a bonus action, wait a second.
7 already has inspiration, a d10.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I am as a bonus action I'm gonna use the Storm Sphere again on this nasty boy in front of us.
Okay. So roll. I don't think that spell attack gets advantage though, because I think it's only melee attacks, right? Or is it anything? Cre-
it only gets advantage if they're in the sphere.
oh, okay.
So
No, but I mean since you're invisible. I mean, I guess
Oh.
since the source of damage is the sphere, it wouldn't make any
yeah,
sense.
it probably
Yeah,
wouldn't.
'cause
Actually,
it's
I should have had you roll concentration checks for that sphere, but
Oh, yeah.
I forgot, so don't worry about it.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll. Ooh, that's a 14.
That does not hit, unfortunately. So the lightning strikes out, and it strikes his armor, but it seems to move around the armor and dissipate.
Okay.
Okay.
Going to maybe scooch back a little bit. Boop.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see if he can see you. Perception check with disadvantage. Nope. 2 and a 3. Okay. So that brings us to the Reaver's turn, who is going to.
Oh,
Oh,
I accidentally hit back apparently.
Okay. He seems to kind of have an idea where Ina is, but he's going to swing with disadvantage at you. So he's going to make 2 attacks with disadvantage.
that's a rider.
The Reaver is the one between
Oh.
0 and 7.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, my bad.
I mean, you named them both with our names. It's
yeah,
understandable.
yeah.
They both look kind of the same.
Seeing that Mito has engaged him and was whittling him down, he's going to make 2 attacks at you, Mito. First is an 11, the second's a 15. So you managed
Oh my
to just
god.
throw. I'm just rolling awful. So you throw your shield up and manage to deflect both of his attacks. As he stands there a little dumbfounded. He is going to use his bonus action to Misty Step because he sees that he's kind of in a bad spot.
I'm gonna counterspell it.
Okay.
I'm feeling spiteful.
Yeah, that it just fails.
That tracks.
So you see him beginning to dissipate into a misty form, but then he re-solidifies as you counterspell him, and he looks at you dumbfounded. Well, you can't really see his face because he's wearing this skull plate helm. It's going to be his turn. That brings us to the warband leader, who's going to peek out from behind this mast. And what's he gonna do?
Oh, I'm worried now.
He points his longsword in the direction of in the direction of the center of the battlefield. And let's see. So I need 7, Mito, and Goff to all make, and this Reaver actually. Let me see if I can kind of scooch that. No, and the Reaver to all make dexterity saving throws as he launches a little wisp of red energy, which hits the ground and detonates into a fireball.
Oh.
Dex, well, you know, that's not my best.
Does a total of 20 save me?
Yes.
Okay.
I
to
did
my
not
inspiration.
meet the save. I can just tell you that now.
What did you get?
It was under a 10.
Okay. So, as this fireball...
Oh, no, I already used counterspell. Never mind.
Actually, no, I have counterspell. I'm using
Well, you
it.
didn't declare it when I...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
have
use
to,
it
you have to be
earlier.
on that.
Yeah, I do.
So, Goth and Mito, you take 26 points of fire damage.
I'm gonna use dampen elements on myself.
Okay. Okay, 7, you take 13. And the Reaver, see if he got a nat 20 on his save, so he also takes 13. But I think that might be enough to finish him off.
Wait,
What was
how
the-
much
no,
was it?
Wait, yeah, what was the total damage so I know what
26
half?
points of fire
so
damage.
13 for me.
13. Mito, you took 26.
Cool. I mean, hot, I guess.
And he's gonna go poke his, peek back behind the. Actually, what he's gonna do is he's gonna jump off the side and kind of get the entire boat between you guys and him. That's gonna be his turn. Goff.
Could I feasibly get in a place where I can see him?
With a acrobatics check up the side of the boat, yes.
Acrobatics.
I mean,
Could I just pull myself up really hard?
it's speed you're going for.
I just really hate this guy.
Well, he's trying to be annoying. That's what are you gonna do? I mean, you guys have been cutting down all of his guys left and right.
Yeah, that's true. We have been, haven't we?
14.
Yep, that's just enough. So
Okay.
you manage to scurry up the side of the ship and get on top, and move over to the. You have, I think, just enough feet to get to the other side of the boat and look down at him.
Like I'm up here though.
Yeah.
Does he have cover of any kind, or is
No,
he...
because he's way in the open, because he's just on the ground, and you have like a 10. You're like 8 feet above him right now, on the top of the
Okay,
ship.
but I can't melee attack him.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna go up above him, and I'm gonna. When I see him, I'm just like, found you, and I'm going to. Goff's clap his fingers or his hands together, and then he's gonna start pulling energy from between them, like he's pulling like a thread or something, and he's going to form a big radiant bolt.
Oh,
and
shit.
and I'm gonna hurl a guiding bolt right down at him.
Okay.
Light him up like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Roll an attack.
It's
so
like
it's
Christmas morning.
so guiding bolt. I'm gonna do it at 3rd level.
Ooh, spicy. I hope the rolls with you.
It's a spell attack.
Yeah, so you got to roll for it.
So what do I add for ranged spell attack?
Your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so so it's just the same as
Yeah, it's just like any
21.
that hits.
So when so it's normally 1st level. I haven't used guiding bolt in a while. Sorry.
So it's gonna be 66 radiant damage.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
That's like Alan's current sneak attack.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, it's probably best to just type it out. Oof. You stand tall, and your tattoos glow a light as you send a bolt of divine energy down upon this creature, and it cracks across his plate armor. You actually see a sort of a burn of radiant energy that's cracked across the front of his armor. He's looking very rough now, as his entire body glows a light, making him a very obvious target. The next attack on him has advantage.
It could also be me. It'll probably be me unless someone else gets into view of him. But yeah.
That brings us to Mito.
Me. Toe. Let's do it. Let me do the big hits again. Well, okay.
That hits. In fact, as you strike down at this Reaver, you impale him directly through the chest, and he slides off of your sword as the wound cauterizes from your flame tongue weapon, and he drops to the ground. You still have 2 attacks.
Oh, cool. So You got this now. Jeez, okay. How
You
do I get
see,
to that
actually,
boat?
right, just point out,
So you've got this
right
guy
now you
still.
see this guy all alone. You don't see anyone like because
This guy is stunned on the ground, which
This
means your
guy?
attacks against him would have advantage. The one next to Roscoe.
This guy?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess I gotta take that. Okay, and I'm like super speed right now because I have a high intellect. So
Yep.
I'm not going that far, but you can see how cool I'm like Sonic the Hedgehog right now.
Yeah, you're actually kind of. It's less that you're moving and more almost like your form is like like almost teleport
Shifting.
stepping around
Cool.
Oh
like
man, you're like fucking DBZ. You're flash stepping over here.
Yeah!
Oh my
Yeah, well, and
gosh.
those sound effects. Yeah, those ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
so okay, yes, your attack that does hit. You do have your flame tongue damage. As you strike down at this prone form, there's a sickening, like, kind of squelching sound as you drive the rapier down into his chest, and he just sighs and goes limp.
Fucking
Yeah.
double kill, bitch!
The hound disappears. It only attacks one target.
Okay,
Double kill, bitch. So, okay, how much was
does
my movement
Roscoe
again?
react
so
to the hound
you just
vanishing?
move. It's 3 times your intelligence score, so you moved 30 feet
30
so
feet.
far.
3 times my intelligence score. My
Yeah.
score?
Score.
The big one, not the modifier.
17 and 3 is 51.
Yeah, so you
So,
still have
not
another
that
20
much.
feet of movement.
That's not that much further, but
4 more squares.
so like okay, I'll move a little bit closer. How much? 21 was it?
Yeah, well, we'll round.
20.
20. All right, I'll move back. I'm like doing the sounds from the Dragon Ball Z.
That brings us to 7. As you just saw this high elf take down 2 of the Githyanki, you still see 1 left on the battlefield, and the other one you can't see right now.
He gives her another like nod, like he really wishes he'd look cooler in all this, but he's still gonna recognize game on this. He's gonna step over this body, and he is going to point out a hand at this rider, and several like motes of icy energy are going to form around it, and then he's going to cast Ray of Frost.
Okay, so you throw your shadow sword, which I believe is still summoned, down to your side, and hold.
It's only one-handed.
Yeah, so you put you have it at your side and you move your. No. I mean, like, you have it in your hand and you just kind of move your hand down to your side as you hold the other one out in order to summon a coalescing icy energy to your fingertips as you blast this astral rider.
I really wish I had advantage. I have a feat that's really cool when I have advantage. And
What
I
is
have
this? Freezing or Ray of Frost?
Just Ray of Frost. It's a cantrip.
So that is a ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
This is. So it's like roll plus.
Proficiency bonus plus your modifier.
So that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, it hits. So I believe at that level it's 3d8.
It's 3d8. I'm just gonna roll. I don't have 3d8, so I'll roll it. And...
Okay. Ooh, yeah. As the icy energy forms around this warrior, he is looking pretty rough, actually. He's looking very haggard. Because of that, the frost pulling around him, you see his armor is beginning to grow brittle and crack in places. Is that your turn?
I don't think I have any bonus actions, so yes.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to this astral rider who just got struck by this icy energy.
He has
he
10
loses 10
less.
feet of-
Yeah.
So seeing that the battlefield is clearing and all of these hostile targets are coming toward him, he is going to first use his action to wildly swing his sword with disadvantage because he can't see Ina. First one was a natural 1, and the second one is another natural 1 with
Oh my
disadvantage.
god.
So you see the sword coming very easily as he's swinging it wildly, and you just kind of smirk to yourself and sidestep it both
Neo from
times.
the Matrix over here.
And as he doesn't come into contact with anything, he's then going to use his bonus action to Misty Step 30 feet over this way.
No, he's not, because I'm counterspelling.
Okay. So he
I
stays
love
right where he
all of
is.
these like petty counter spells.
Don't forget to subtract the points from your spell point
Yep.
score.
I have the page open now.
So as he begins turning into mist, and then the mist abruptly stops, he looks around in panic, trying to discern where you are, but being unable to. And that brings us to your turn.
Ina, he's right here, but Ina is just going to look over there at Goff. Can I like sort of infer from him
There's a
looking down that?
giant sphere in the way.
Oh, there
Well,
is.
it's see-through. It's like a big electric sphere, but it's like translucent.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Can
it
I-
sounds like difficult terrain. I feel
Yeah,
like
because
hard to-
it's like static electricity, like swirling around and moving and making it difficult to move through. But it's not like obscured terrain.
So can I surmise that like
Make an intelligence check.
Okie-doke. Natural one. Nope,
Yeah.
I have no idea what he's
You
doing.
just see this big man up on a boat.
He's a big boy. Go big boy.
Become the
that's-
pirate of your destiny.
Okay, so she just like glances over, huh, big boy, and then looks back at this rider, and then like after she finishes dancing around his blade, you can't see it, but like the sleeves of her dress are like flowing, and it looks really cool.
It's invisible though, so.
It's invisible, but it looks really cool. So she she just sort of whispers, well, nice try, but can I show you how it's supposed to be done? And then she whacks him with her mace.
Okay, you roll with
That's
advantage.
it. Oh, I do.
Yeah, because you're invisible.
Invisible.
Yeah, I'm the one who brought it up in the first place. 18 plus 9.
That hits.
Okay, so the first is the d6 plus 5. 2 plus 5 is 7, and then the 5d6.
Oh my God,
and then I'm
so
using
much
another. That's
a lot of
another
damage.
12 damage.
Oh, okay.
Psychic.
So as you strike forward with your mace and plant it directly into his breadbasket, the psychic energies rocket up of his system and go into his brain, and you see his body begin to convulse a little bit as light pours out of his eyes, and as the light fades, you just see hollowness where his eyes used to be and smoke drifting out of them, and his body collapses to the ground.
She sort of nods to herself, like satisfied, and then let's see. I have to look up my int stat. I have 12 int, so that's 36. So I can round that to 35, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to just check on one thing with Roscoe.
If I go here, can I see the boy?
Yeah, I'd say you could see him.
And then oh, there he is. And then I am burning through my bardic inspirations. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. I want to see what Roscoe is gonna do. Oh, I know what he's gonna do. So Roscoe, he's struggling, kind of trying to doggy paddle in this situation. He is going to use his movement and then his action to dash again. He's going to have to make an acrobatics check, which is fine. He gets up onto the ship, and then he is going to use as his bonus action Step of the Wind to get around to this guy to basically
Good boy.
flank him.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be his turn. Uno.
Uno, the wings on Uno's boots extend, and she flies into the air to the point where, I think.
I was considering that magic item.
It's a good magic
up
item.
here, and like up to where she can see Goff, and
Okay.
she's gonna start drumming on her drum, just a fast and chipper beat, and then she points at Goff and says, "Do your best." And so Goff also has inspiration.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Astro Reavers are dead. That leaves us to the Warband leader. He sees that he's outnumbered,
Outgunned.
and outgunned here. Right.
Outwitted.
Seeing as he is cornered, you see him begin to channel a spell. As he is going to cast Plane Shift.
Have
and-
I? Do I get my reaction back yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Spell.
Okay. I need you to roll for that because this is a 7th level spell.
Do I add anything to it?
You just roll. You add your spellcasting modifier.
Is there a proficiency
So-
bonus?
No, you don't add proficiency bonus to counter spells.
13 plus 3. No, wait, 13 plus 5. Sorry, I was looking at con.
So that's an 18 total. You needed a 17. So as he
oh my god.
Eat it.
as he attempts to plane shift away and get away from this scenario, his body starts growing indistinct and blurring as he begins to shift out, and then suddenly coalesces back into his solid form, and he realizes that he's in a really bad situation now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else he can do. As his bonus action, I mean, all he can do is Misty Step, so he's going to do that. And he's going to step over here and try to start running away into the mists. Goff, what do you want to do?
I was gonna do something funny, but he moved, so I'll just do something cool instead.
I get to make a choice.
I was gonna do something, a really funny thing on to him, with the killing blow. If my shield was able to get into range of him, because he moved, now I can't do my funny joke anymore, Falk.
Well, so
Now I have to just do a normal attack.
Ready, joke.
I'm just gonna chase him.
All right. Yep. And you have advantage on this attack because he's still glowing with the radiant energy from your guiding bolt.
I just, as he does, I was like, no, I don't think so. And I'm gonna hustle after him.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You have inspiration.
That adds to your attack roll by
Well,
not damage.
Yeah. I'm just saying, just in case.
Well, I rolled an 18 on the second.
Oh, okay.
So plus whatever.
Yeah, that
9.
hits. Yep.
Then I'm gonna. And I'm gonna hit the head of the hammer with the base of my palm to create the lightning effect, and I'm gonna do 10 bludgeoning and 6 lightning damage.
Oh my god. That is literally just how much you needed. How do you want to do this?
Holy shit.
Nice.
He had
I
16
was
hit
just
points
gonna say
left.
you should rethink your line of work, and then I'm just gonna just as I come up behind him and he turns around, I'm just gonna just kind of like Olympian style, like bring the hammer, like I'm like the hammer's on the hand opposite him, like on the other side of my body. I'm gonna like bring it overhead down on top of him.
Like with the fair game thing with the bell.
I don't know what you mean right off the top of my head, but sure, probably, yeah. I'm not sure,
The
but
strong
yes.
man.
Oh,
yeah.
So, Goth, as you rush forward across the silvery astral landscape, pursuing the fleeing rider, you close the distance and bring your hammer up to bear on him as you slap it and charge it with electricity.
Big slappy.
He turns around in fright, pulling his longsword up in an attempt to parry your blow, but you manage to, with your shield arm, bat his longsword away, giving yourself an opening to bring the full force of your hammer down upon his head. There is this sickening, resounding thud as it caves his helm in.
Oof.
And as the electricity charges through his body, essentially cooking him within his own
Oh
armor,
God.
Woo!
there is smoke and a horrible smell as the warband leader drops to the ground.
Goff looks at his hammer and is like, oh. Yikes. What I was gonna do is, if he was gonna be within range of my shield, I was gonna like do a fake out with my shield, and then, or I was gonna do a fake out with my hammer, and then I was gonna point behind him and hit him with the shield, and like do like a cartoon like Scooby Doo, like, oh look, maybe look behind you, man, like oops, and then get him with that. But
Okay. The astral plane once more grows quiet as you have defeated these reavers. Goff, you look around you, and Mido, you as well, as you see these three figures,
One,
or one figure. You don't see the other two.
and then Ina drops greater invisibility.
Okay, and you see these two additional elves appear before you. These three who just came to your aid.
is the storm sphere still there?
I don't know.
I drop it. I drop the storm sphere.
Okay, Goff walks slowly towards everyone.
Roscoe struggles to doggy paddle over.
Goff helps.
Right.
Goff picks up Roscoe.
Okay.
I dust myself off and I join the group as well.
You have our thanks. It was greatly needed.
Yeah, you
All
were
of us.
kind of in a pinch.
All
Yes,
of us here run afoul of Githraki,
Githyanki.
I'm sorry.
whatever they are. I was right.
What did you call them?
They are Githyanki, yes.
Githyanki.
What is a Githyanki?
They're big and gross and ugly, and they're everywhere here.
I wanted to ask Falk, since I've got knowledge of Underdark and Mind Flayers and shit, would I have more of an idea of what more of an idea of what they are, or
Give me an intelligence check.
Githyanki's history, is naturally tied.
Actually,
to
give me a
vampires.
history check. That's probably more of a history check.
yeah,
You never do those.
16.
16 total.
Mhm.
I'd say you'd know enough. You know that the Githyanki, if I remember my lore correctly, that the
They were like
Githyanki dealt with the
enslaved
mind
by
Yeah, they were enslaved by
yeah.
the mind flayers, and then they broke free and fled to the astral plane. There was a rift in their society. Half of them stayed in the astral plane as the Githyanki under their Lich Queen, and the other half went to Limbo and became the Githrizai, who are very stoic monks who seek enlightenment and knowledge. But these ones are bandits and reavers, and they just assault the various planes, looking to pillage and plunder.
They were once the slaves of the Mind Flayers, but they escaped. Now they inflict pain upon others.
What was They took the soul, spirit, and essence of that man. Pulled with the collars. They pulled it out. What has happened? What is that?
Do I just know that?
Yeah,
For
you've
sure.
seen it. You've seen it well enough. Hapless travelers to the astral plane who run afoul of the Githyanki war bands are killed if they're lucky. The worst fate is that their astral souls are pulled from their physical bodies. They're immortal souls that toil in slavery for the rest of eternity to the Githyanki Empire.
Ellen would
Mm.
not feel sorry for him.
Was the guy that took his soul, was he in the fight or did he leave?
No, he
Yeah, he
fled.
ran off.
He ran off.
Oh,
Oh darn. Oh well.
that is deeply upsetting. Well, for whichever one of you stopped them from doing the same to us, I greatly thank you. But I must,
I will be right back.
Okay.
forgive me, I do not take well to others so easily. You showed to be allies in this fight, but who are you? What do you, why are you here? How can we trust you?
Well, I mean, so. I'm Uno. That's Ina, and that guy over there is 7. But I
But-
don't.
The number.
Yeah.
Yes.
The number. Those who speak
Okay.
Elven may call me Blinn. One or the other.
Very well.
Lynn. Got it.
For what purpose do you travel here, and why have you chosen to help us?
The fog in the astral plane seems to take us where wherever we're needed most. It seems to we sort of just entered it and it displaced us. Where
We seek a
Did-
way out.
We're kind of
Well-
Did you-
stuck.
You hear that? Golf, we're important. Cause the fog brought them to us, cause we're needed. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here, so if you guys want to come along with us.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Are you here on purpose or are you here on accident?
Well, some of us.
Please. Our companion, the man, it's kind of a long story, but essentially that man that had his soul or essence stolen, he was no loss to us, so I do not worry about him. He acted foolishly, and he did significant damage to several pocket realities, smaller dimensions, and it created a storm of something I cannot explain with a hole, and our friend here fell in. It was during a battle, and I had to follow him to make sure he was safe.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. You're such a good friend.
So
And then I went out after him, so I'm a good friend too.
Yeah.
yes, well,
Yeah, thank you.
It was an accident initially, but we chose to follow. My name is Goff of Still Waters. I am a follower of the goddess Eldath.
Whoa.
And Goff just kind of bows a little bit.
And I put my hands on my hips and I'm like strutting around a bit. Well,
Please, Mido,
okay.
just tell them your name if you wish, or don't.
My name is Mido Stillspire. Well, it's actually Mido Anya, but please don't call me that. Just call me Mido. I'm very strong, and Goff is my very good friend here. We even have matching tattoos, but and I you know, I'm very strong and powerful, as you can see, and I flex and I sheathe my sword.
I like your hair.
Thank you. It's wait, no, I mean I dyed it and then I just didn't do anything with it again. But thank you anyways.
Yeah. It looks nice.
And I gesture to Roscoe. This is Roscoe. He is a very close friend. He may have the appearance of a dog, and he is, but he can understand and everything you're saying. He is a different kind of dog.
He's a very good
And
boy.
as you may
though.
have seen, he is incredibly capable.
And he's a very good boy.
He is also a very good boy.
Roscoe sort of doggy paddles through the astral sea, doing little circles around the three newcomers as he kind of.
Ina is like reaching down to pet him, and she's just saying, "I have known Roscoe for 2 minutes, and if anything ever happened to him, I would kill everybody in this room and then myself."
You understand me more than you think. That is the feeling I had the moment I met him. He is also from another place. He is not from the plane that Maito and I come from, but he has been with us for a long time. What planes or worlds do you come from?
I'm from the Feywild, and
That's
Ina's been traveling with me too.
I know something. I would say I would know some things about the Feywild. Is that fair to say? I mean, it's nature
I'd say,
stuff. It's
yeah, but
vague,
it's
really.
more of a planar thing. I'd say roll an Arcana check to see how much you know about it. You've heard of it, certainly.
Can I too
11.
as well?
11. I mean, you know that the Feywilds is a plane that overlaps the material plane. It is similar in geography and topography to the material plane, but it is basically one large overgrown forest / jungle.
I don't know
Ah.
shit.
I don't know much about this Feywild, but it has always seemed intriguing to me. I like Uh, I like the forest. I like environments such as that. Is
Oh,
it a
you'd
nice?
really
It is a
like
nice.
it.
Oh,
You
well,
may
maybe
enjoy it.
someday.
There's a lot of stuff there that tries to kill you, and some stuff that
Well,
tries to like
Look.
do weird things to you. But that's fine. I mean, it's
Um,
okay.
the material, the
You
world
get
we come
used to it.
from. There are things there that might as well do the same.
listen, 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 listen. Are we safe here? Where we
I
are
don't
right
think
now?
so. I imagine not. I don't
As
think
much
anywhere
As
in
a
this
plane,
place
you
is
are
safe.
never truly safe.
We're as
Very
safe
long.
as we would be anywhere else in this plane.
I feel like we need to be moving or something.
Now,
Well,
There's not particularly
uh,
anywhere to go.
before we go anywhere, we must understand each other. I don't know if you are trying to get back to your Feywild, or to another plane, or some other reality, wherever the other you two are from. And he gestures to Seven and Ina. But I'm going to tell you now. Back where we are from, there are incredibly important events unfolding, and our time here is an unfortunate misstep, and it must be corrected as quickly as we can. We need to If we find an opportunity to get back to where we need to be, it is a priority for us. Even if it is not the world you need to be in. I don't want to sound harsh, but we need to be there.
that is understandable.
If we can help you get back to where you need to go after that, if you follow us there, I will do my best. But there are there's great powers at play, and the lives of friends and loved ones are in significant peril at this moment.
Yeah, that's right. We left at a very bad time.
You think if we go back, that Archfey's still gonna be mad at us? I don't think.
Probably.
I
They
think
don't.
we could do to travel a little bit.
Maybe if we go back, we go somewhere the Archfey isn't.
Isn't. Isn't. Definitely isn't. Yeah. I'm okay with helping you.
Care-
Sorry.
I care not for what plane I go to so long as it's not this one.
Hmm.
That is a fair stance. I will take it. You do not have to help us if you do not wish, but I'm just letting you know what our priorities are.
I will
There's
tell you
strength in
though,
numbers here.
on the bright side, you will not need to eat while you're here.
What? I love food, though.
I know, but there is none here. So,
My egg.
I know, I miss eggs.
They have eggs in the
I am
eat eggs in the
I am
Feywild?
certain that we will all get to a place where we can enjoy eggs. Now,
Yeah.
how, since this is, come to understand from what Mido told me, this is some kind of between worlds. It is a hub, sort of. You use it to travel between places. How do any of you understand how we could potentially find a way back to material plane?
Well, there's these little pools that can come to other planes a little bit, and you can find a pool, and it will take you to a place that's not here, and that's good because being here isn't that great. But
Pools?
they're different colors, and each color takes you to a different kind of plane. But
Oh,
So,
okay.
Is-
Oh, sorry. That was not my character voice.
is there a way to know where they go? Or is it just.
You will
Oh.
be able to tell what plane they go to by the color, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to know where they go in the plane unless you go through the pool.
So if.
I know that you are seeking a plane to the material, but if you are seeking a gate to the material plane, you look for a silver pool.
How How do you know all of this, and how you not already found these pools yourselves?
Pools.
Oh. I have found one, but
Oh,
it was guarded. Could not get
Guarded?
to it myself.
Well, I
Yes.
count 1, 2, 3, 4,
Well,
6.
the place that I scouted was a settlement of many Gith, like the one that we just fought near a garrison of theirs in the mountains. But it is guarded by a commander of theirs who battles alongside a red dragon.
Oh.
I did not wish to
w-
Sounds really scary.
risk that.
was this the silver pool, or could you not tell?
It was silver, yes, but
Oh,
it's
gods.
There. I have heard of another place. It not necessarily a pool, but someone who may be able to help us if we do them a favor. I have heard somewhere in this plane is a place known as the Empyrean Cathedral. It is composed of a structure. I believe it was once a temple from your material plane that now floats through the astral sea. Um, the leader of the people who who I suppose worship there is known to grant a wish to anybody who pleases them.
A wish.
I've heard about wishes too.
Do I understand the nature of wish spells? Have I ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay. This. So, your leads are a heavily guarded
Yeah. Well, not
place.
all of them, maybe. I've heard about wishes too. There's this place in this plane called the Shrieking Crag, and it's this big floating mountain that's made up of all of everyone's coalesced fears and failed ambitions and shit. And wait, she wouldn't say shit. Sissel coming through. And sometimes people gather to race to the top. It's like this. It's like a relay race, but it's not a relay race. It's just a regular race. But if you reach the top first, there's a big master of the mountain. Well, maybe they're not big. Maybe they're small, but they'll grant you a wish. So we've got two people who will make you wishes.
I have never heard of wishes being granted in such a way. What is that? How do you know that this is a real thing?
Shrug.
Well, in the Feywild, wishes being granted are, well, they are nice. They happen with very, very powerful magic, usually from an archfey.
Sometimes
Okay.
they can get a little weird, but you can work it out. You can work it out. And sometimes you got to be really specific cuz sometimes you'll ask for something and you'll be like, "Oh, make me a sandwich." But then you get turned into a sandwich. So you got to be really careful.
Oh, that
about,
trick.
You got to be really
Yeah.
careful about how you word your wishes.
That classic trick.
So the
Yeah.
wish can use your words against you.
Maybe someone will be nice and just give you the wish.
Okay, well, so we don't know anything about this place. You seem to know something, and the options you are giving us are: we find this temple where a wish may be given, which is a potentially risky choice,
Well,
or we go to a heavily guarded fortress with some kind of dragon creature. You said what was the other thing? There was like a guy there.
Yeah, Commander.
and,
Give
a, and,
Yankee
a,
commander.
and a powerful commander. Okay.
This is a small outpost, not necessarily a very large.
Well, I don't know much about dragons, but I've encountered one in my life, and it almost took it completely. I don't know if I want to encounter another dragon. Not without the rest of us here.
The rest of you?
Our party is split.
Ah,
The rest of our group is in the plane where we need to be, and they are safe, but we need to be with them as soon as possible. What do you think, Mido? Mido?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What'd you say? I'm so sorry.
I asked you what you think.
Of the situation with the witch.
What?
Bitch?
What? I'm sorry, dude. I just spaced out so bad.
There's no witch. So what part do you remember? What the things were that they
The
that
wish
are...
thing.
Oh,
the
wish. I
witch.
think you said witch.
I thought you said witch too.
Yeah, it
Same.
sounded like you said witch. Yeah, either like the going to this temple was the thing that Uno said about a mountain in the astral plane, or was it somewhere
Yes,
else?
it's in the astral plane. So
Oh,
they
so
proposed essentially a Githyanki garrison with a powerful commander who rides a red dragon. There's a cathedral with essentially people who worship a leader there who can grant a wish if you do a service for him or her. And then there's this shrieking crag where if you are the first team to race to the top, you will be granted a wish by the master of the mountain.
Oh, cool. Okay. I mean, if that's it sounds like that might be on. It's either that or we face a dragon. Do we actually know what a dragon is?
Yeah, you saw a dragon.
you
Yeah.
you were killed. Oh wait, no, was she there?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was there. She was there for the TPK.
No, I know that, but I just didn't know we knew it was a dragon specifically.
I mean, you have seen them in the legends and lore books. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's either that or we face a dragon, so I don't know.
I'm
Last
not-
time we did that didn't end very well.
We also don't know which of. So we don't know if that pool even leads to where we need to go.
It's Seven did mention it was a silver pool, so it will lead to the material plane.
But we don't know if it'll lead close to Arcadia.
Right. Yeah, you don't know that.
We know it will go to plane, but we don't know if it'll put us closer to where we need to be.
So I think we'll be better off with this wish situation.
But
Uh,
wish.
Please,
Mm.
please. I'm sorry. I'm very tired.
No, I wasn't making fun of you. I got tongue tied.
Well,
But
wish.
Which wish do you want to wish? Ugh.
Do we want to try and race up a mountain, or do we want to perform a service for someone we don't know?
Well, I'm pretty good at climbing.
I mean, I'm decent at climbing as well.
But you guys, can you climb? You climbed before?
I flutter in the air with my boots.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Got it.
also okay.
I suppose I could.
Well, I can carry anyone that needs to be carried.
I think
Dogs need to be carried.
Well, if
think-
you need to.
No one tosses an elk.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me check a spell really quick. Where is it? What level is it? Third level? How long does this last?
It's so confusing. Like, I thought we
Oh.
were just talking about a wish. There is no wish, is what I heard.
There's wishes that may potentially probably be at the end. These
No, I
goals.
know. When I was like, I thought we were talking about the wish, and you guys thought I said witch, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
What?
I thought like you just I don't know. Yeah. Well, I don't want to indent myself to someone that I don't know, and I don't want to fight a dragon. So perhaps this mountain of yours could be our middleman option.
climbing it is, I think.
You said it is plagued with fears and other negative emotions.
Oh, it's made out of them.
That sounds lovely.
That's the thing here.
Yeah, it's gross.
You have to watch out for the winds as well.
Is it foolish of us to pick this option, or are they all equally dangerous?
They are all fairly bad.
I think the dragon's the worst one of all, and I don't really care to be indebted to anyone in the astral plane.
The way I see it is, when we get out of here, if we get back to where we need to be, if this wish is real, and we make sure that we phrase it in such a way that we don't get ourselves manipulated or tricked, we need to be as strong as we possibly can be. Because what's going to happen in Arcadia when we get... What's already happening, what's going to be happening when we get there, is going to require us to be as much strength, be as strong as possible. Spending time fighting a bunch of many more enemies, or indebting ourselves to a favor, it could take too much time or too much of our resources. I think this mountain might be... I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter which way. No matter which way we go, we're going to be exhausted.
Well, I'm in favor of the mountain climbing, but I'm just one vote.
Okay.
What about you, Roscoe?
Roscoe just barks.
Okay.
Puppy?
I suppose we'll just go to this mountain then.
Yeah. Do you want to sit down a little bit before we go? Just because you don't want to climb a mountain after you just took a hit to the face. Or maybe not the face, but
How does we have to be quick. I don't want to delay the amount of time it takes for us to get back to where we need to be.
Okay.
Unless, does time pass the same here? Or is it separate? Does it not function?
I'm not sure, but space functions very different.
How did those creatures create the trees and the rocks and the ship?
This is a realm of dream and thoughts. Basically, if you think something, if your mind is strong enough, you're able to create something.
Really?
Any of us could do that.
Anyone
might-
can try.
It
Not
might
just
take
them.
some practice.
I sit
Well,
down and think
I've
really
lived
hard
here.
about flowers.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Oh, okay. That's oh man. That's hold on, let me look at my stats. That's a an unskilled intelligence check. That's a 5.
That's a 5 total.
Yeah.
You scrunch up your face and you think really hard about some flowers, and after a moment you just hear and a little petal just kind of floats down into your palm.
It was worth a shot.
Could we just
We can practice at it.
think about a doorway to get us back to where we need to go? Or is it not that easy?
I haven't tried it. Holds up the pedal. I'm not very good at it yet.
Let me try. And I sit down, and I think real hard about a fried egg.
Okay.
Not a doorway to
Give
Arcadia.
me, give me,
I gotta test the water first,
give me an
okay?
intelligence check.
Okay. Please, God. Be the fucking egg.
You hear and you smell this. You hear this kind of sizzling sound, and as you open your eyes, in front of you have a small plate with a fried egg on it.
Yes!
With a little fork in your hand.
Astral egg!
Astral egg. Astral egg.
You'd
I look
prefer
at
to
Goff. Yeah, I guess so. And then I eat the egg.
It tastes really good. It's like the ideal form of egg, like Plato's ideal form of egg. And you don't need to eat it because you have found strangely that you aren't hungry, but it tastes good.
Yeah. Anyone want one? Want some?
I'll take some.
No, it's fine.
I
Sure.
hand you the egg.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
Uno,
will also
Inez,
have
you take a
some.
bite as well. Whatever you imagine would be the tastiest egg is what it tastes like.
That's really good. Thank you.
This is
Yeah, I
wonderful.
guess I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I don't know if I can do that again,
Uh,
but what was I supposed to be doing with that?
I mean, it was possible to just get us a doorway directly back to where we were supposed to be.
Uh, okay. Well, I think that's a little higher
What
than an egg, but I could try.
do these Githyanki? Do they use these portals to invade other places, or do they just guard them?
Uh,
You know that they do use them to invade.
okay. Yes, they like their raids.
So, I have never seen these creatures before. So I want to believe that they are use these to leave the plane, the astral plane, and to go into other worlds with a material that wherever they're going is not where we're from. I've never seen them before. So perhaps the portal they guard was not take us close to where we need to be. Perhaps the wishes are our best option.
You must be very cautious when wishing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How
he
so?
wouldn't want to be a sandwich. Or something worse.
So you just have to be. What do you mean? How specific do you have to be?
Well, I mean, just be honest and think about it and, think about the ways that maybe, someone could twist your words around and maybe make it seem like you wanted something weird or different. But, I mean, you seem good. I mean, you seem smart.
So, just be as specific as possible about every aspect of the wish
I guess.
Yes.
to prevent it from being turned around on us.
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose we can come up with. I can come up with
You
a.
may wish to write out the wish. Plan
I-
it out before you actually
I believe I can do
make
that.
it.
Well. I suppose we should get moving. I'm gonna cast Massive Cure Wounds.
Okay.
On everyone. Uh, it's plus my spell casting
you.
modifier, right?
Yeah.
25 HP
Ooh.
for
Yeah.
everyone.
Dang.
Dangerang.
Damn. Goth is so powerful.
God, that's so swole.
Goth is so strong, and most of all, he's our friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that on a poster.
Real,
Guys.
and he's strong, and he's our friend.
This is. Please accept this as my thanks for your help, and I hope to get you wherever you need to go when we find a way out of here. Now, how do we get to this mountain?
Would I know?
No.
No idea.
Excuse me?
I don't know. I just know it's there. I don't know how to get to it.
Okay.
This is the astral plane, so perhaps if we keep walking with our thoughts directed to the mountain.
Yeah.
So, everything seems to be based on your thoughts, your current forefront of your mind, the desire. Okay.
What if we're a little distracted? Just out of curiosity. What if we get distracted here?
I don't know.
We. Bleh.
It's a dangerous
Well,
thing to be
Not the best. Yeah,
put
not the
into
best.
somewhere else entirely.
well, I'll try. Not that I am ever distracted. Just wondering. That's all. So I'll not do that. Not that it was an issue. Just
I imagine
yeah.
you can get as distracted as you like once we get ourselves out of this.
It's not like yeah. What? Okay. Okay.
So we just go in a direction. Just think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's the best way to do it here.
Very well. Yeah, God
Let's,
just looks around and just starts walking.
I
Let us
follow.
let us try and find this place.
Okay. And I follow Goth.
And Uno follows everyone else.
Roscoe walks alongside you, Goff, and it's sort of like that tableau from Fallout 3 with Dog Meat as you all make your way into the astral mists, your thoughts focused on this crag, what, or at least any means to get to it. And as you're walking for what seems like a few minutes, the mists part once more. You find to your right a structure. This appears to be a modest one-story building. It looks like almost like a tavern. It is sort of floating at askew at an angle, kind of drifting with various pieces of masonry floating in the air about it, almost as if it had been ripped off of its foundations. You see a sign above the door that reads Journey's End Tavern.
How ominous.
Hmm.
Have you found this place before?
I haven't.
No.
I don't think.
No.
You've heard of it. You've heard that travelers occasionally go to this place as a source of information.
Ah,
It is a nexus.
it is probably one of the more friendly places you'll find in this plane.
It's less of a place to get killed, so
Should we go in?
I think so.
Do you
Could
think that they'll
find-
have information about this mountain or doorways? These pools?
It's very likely. People, uh, people here know the astral plane better than most.
Very well. I guess I'll try to go towards it.
Okay. As you make your way inside this building, it's kind of strange as you're from afar. The building is kind of levitating above you off the ground and at a slant. But as you get closer to it, it's almost like your body elevates and reorients to it as you're walking through the door. As you step inside, you find that the building itself is a fairly modest-looking tavern with a floor with a number of tables to seat patrons, as well as a bar. As you gaze about the room, there's not many people in here. In fact, you only see 3 people. Off to the left, you see what appear to be 2 patrons. They're both sitting at a table, playing cards and drinking. One of these gentlemen looks to be they're both red-skinned, but one of them appears somewhat obese. He has facial hair and a head of hair that looks like it's made out of fire. The man sitting across from him is similarly red-skinned, but very similar to the Black Song. This looks to be a tiefling. He has red skin, a small purple goatee, and red eyes. They both appear to be engaged in a card game at the moment, and occasionally they'll raise a glass that they put to their lips, and it doesn't even look like they're drinking it. The drink simply disappears from the glass. And then as they put it back down on the table, it refills once more. Uh,
Oh,
Across the room at the bar, you see a figure standing. And Goff, as you look at this figure, it's a very familiar figure to you.
what?
It appears to be Liza. Mito, when you look at this figure, you see Emmeline. The rest of you, as you stare at this figure, you see the form of someone from your past that you would trust implicitly and would tell anything to, whoever that may be.
Whoa.
Goff knows. Goff knows that. I mean, he was told explicitly that Liza's body was at the base of the throne of the world, right?
Mhm.
So, can I do a check on this of some kind?
Give me an insight check.
Like he's probably shocked, and at first he wants to believe it, but he's been fooled a lot. 18.
Yeah, there's something. While it looks like Liza, there's something about this figure's movements and the way they carry themselves that is distinctly not like her.
I'm gonna put my hand on Mito's arm. Mito, who do you see?
Emmeline. What do you see?
Liza.
This is a trick, right?
It's not them. Just I had a feeling. Just remember, it's not her. It's not her.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Do not worry about it.
You actually see Roscoe as he's looking toward the figure. He cocks his head to the side, and then he looks upward at Goff. And then he looks-
Oh my god! Yeah!
Roscoe, whatever you see, it's not who you think they are. The same goes to you, and he talks to everyone, the three of you, the three newcomers. It's I think whatever this illusion is, it's meant to look like someone you know.
Oh,
I
oh,
see
okay.
This is very Fey brand magic.
The bartender looks up toward you and speaks in the voice of the individual that you see. Goff, you see Liza say, "Oh, travelers, would you like to pull up for a drink?"
This is so.
Why not?
Sure, Auntie.
We have come here for information or help, but is it impolite of me to request that maybe? I mean, seeing someone I know it's not them.
Oh, of course, dear. And you see the figure. All of you actually see the form that you're looking at fade and shift. And standing before you after a moment is what looks to be a human man, elderly, a full head of white hair, crow's feet around his eyes, wearing a bartender's apron, and he with a very gentle smile, and he says, "I'm sorry about that. It's part of the enchantment on this place, the thought being, you tell your woes to the bartender if it looks like someone you trust, and you let it all out. Sorry about it. Anyway, my name's Harold."
No, I called you Auntie. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. If you want to call me Auntie, I've been called worse.
I probably won't call you Auntie. I'm sorry.
I suppose I understand the logic behind this, but people have complicated histories. I imagine sometimes it could put you in some uncomfortable situations.
Oh, well, you wouldn't be wrong. kind of rolls up his sleeve and points to his arm. You see this serious gash
Oh my
scar
god.
Ooh.
along his arm.
I appreciate. I'm sorry.
Anyway, again, so my apologies.
I appreciate your understanding. We are displaced.
You and everybody else here. So
Yeah.
the best you can do is take a load off, pull up, have a drink. I know we don't get thirsty here, but passes the
Well,
time. And
we
you
do not have.
see him kind of stacking out glasses, like tall glasses, and filling them with an alcohol of some sort.
Our new companions here have told me of a few options we have to get to the material plane. But we do not have time to stay. There are things at stake. What can you tell us about this place that we may not already know?
You mean the astral plane in general, or
Well,
anywhere in particular?
We know that these Githyanki are raided. We know that there are pools that lead to different planes. Our companions here have claimed that there are those who can grant wishes at certain locations. We're trying to head towards one of them. We need to get to the material plane as quickly as possible. Is there anything you can help us to tell us? Anything you can tell us to help us with this? Anything?
Well,
Or just advice?
Where you looking ahead?
Oh, we need to get to the material plane. We need to get.
I know, I understand that, but you said you're looking to go to one place in particular to get from the material plane.
I don't want to bring trouble with us, but we need to get to close to or within Arcadia, the city, for two.
No, friend. You said that you were looking for a place here in the material plane.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you said. Can I rewind that? I misunderstood. I thought you were asking what he was trying to.
No.
There was a. Uno. What did you call it? It was a mountain.
The Shrieking Crag.
Oh, that place.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, so you're going after the old master of the mountain. Well, I did hear that the next race is coming up soon. Mountain's treacherous, give it that much. Not only the psychic winds battering its peaks, but the mountain itself will turn against you, try to absorb you.
Oh.
And that's notwithstanding all of the other teams that might be trying to vie for a chance at that wish. Some of these astral travelers can be pretty dangerous.
Well, it was either that or this outpost of Yankee with someone who rides a dragon. And there was also a temple. What did you say? Did you name it? Was it?
It was Ina who mentioned it.
Was there a name, or there was someone there who, if you help him, he might grant a wish? Is Mel
I
here?
don't think Mel is here.
Oh no.
But Ina mentioned the Empyrean Cathedral.
Empyrean?
Empyrean, yeah.
Ina mentioned the Empyrean Cathedral.
Ah, you're talking about the Wanderer's place. They're harmless. Bunch of religious fanatics. Their leader's a charismatic fella. Certainly powerful enough to cast a wish, that one. You do something for him, he'll grant you a wish.
Is this legitimate? Is this verified?
Yeah, plenty of times, plenty of people have done things and they've been granted wishes, whatever their hearts desire.
What kind of things pleases this individual?
Well, he'll probably ask you for something specific when you get there. He'll make a request. If you can fulfill the request, and he'll grant you the wish.
Is it dubious? Does he want us? Would he want us to hurt or kill? Or...
No, they're not that type. The folks over at the cathedral. They're a little soft. They're just trying to make a living that harming folk.
What is it that their religion demands of them?
Worshipping their leader figure.
They sound nice.
And I'm not so certain.
I'm just trying to think about the path that will not exhaust us completely by the time we return.
Well, path that won't exhaust you completely is just to kick your feet up here, friend. Just wait it out to the end of the universe.
I will not be doing that.
It's not an option.
Well, and you're gonna be doing things the hard way. Gonna go in for the long haul. I can't guarantee that there's gonna be any easy way out of here. Especially with the psychic winds. You step out there, he points to the door. You're likely to walk right into a psychic storm. You never know when they're gonna come up.
What happens when we get to what happens within these storms?
A whole bunch of things. You see, the storms are made from the concentrated, fears and thoughts and regrets that people have that end up here in the astral plane that can batter your psyche. You can go mad. You can be driven off course. You could be thrown through a random pool into another dimension entirely. There are ways of getting through them. There are ways of getting through them safely. Look for the lights. They should guide you through.
Okay. Well, this really is probably one of the hardest choices, isn't it?
Well...
I have to say I'm with Seven. You said your name was. I feel something is off about this temple. It sounds too easy.
No, I never said it was easy. He might ask you for something very difficult, to retrieve something, to do some service for him, but it's probably your least violent option. Folks who are climbing the mountain tend to be pretty competitive.
Well, I'm very strong, so...
I'll try not to take offense. That's his response to Seven in the text. I'm doubting. I thought the mountain sounded fair. I don't know. But does anyone else have any input? I feel like I'm the only one talking out loud about this.
Well, I mean, either we fight a dragon, or we climb a mountain made of sadness and horrible things, or we could go talk to these religious people, and, I mean, not having to resort to violence sounds like a good thing. I mean, it might be hard, but...
I have had a past of working with some of the more fanatical individuals. It may be to my advantage.
Yeah, you're a religious type, and they're religious types, so maybe you can get along.
I'd prefer it if you don't. There are religious types that I would rather not be associated with based on the way that they act, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
We have been dealing with a certain kind of religious type, so to speak, for many months now. And it is part of why we must get back to the material plane quickly, because they are trying to ruin and destroy and all types of terrible, horrible things.
Well, that's not fun.
It isn't very unfun.
Look, I'm not trying to dissuade you from the Shrieking Crag. It's certainly
I'm dissuaded from all of them.
Probably your straightest shot out of here. But just beware there'll be competition.
That is what I did not consider the other groups that could also be a burden on our resources.
I am of the opinion that we climb that mountain, but I trust you, Goff. If you think talking to these people is a better idea, then we'll do that.
You could always talk to them if you decide it's not what you want to do. You can go to the mountain.
Yeah, reasonable guy over here. What was your name again?
Harold.
Harold. Good guy. Good man.
Smiles at you, and he hands you a drink.
Thank you. Good
How
drink
long?
and
How long does it take to get to these places anyway?
Well, you just gotta think on him.
Okay.
You gotta think on him. If you have an idea, if you have a better idea in your mind of what you're seeking, you'll get there in time. Just have to be watching out for those psychic storms. Those will throw you off course, delay you a few hours.
years.
Does time here pass the same as it does in the material plane?
Oh, it does.
Oh, okay. We have to be as fast as possible. What would be the fastest?
The fastest. I'm sorry. To what?
The fastest way to is it impossible to tell whether this temple or this mountain?
No, distance has no meaning here.
I just mean, okay.
We have to think.
We need to waste less time. You three, off speaking to the newcomers.
Yes.
How you seemed capable of deflecting harmful things in the fight we had. Is that something you can continue to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Depends
If we were
on the thing.
If we were able to help carry you up the mountain, if climbing is not your strength, I'm feel like I can't make decisions correctly without the rest of our group here.
Let's do the mountain. Then. Or do you want to talk to the guys first?
I don't know.
And then do the mountain.
I don't want to waste any time.
Okay, I'm making the decision that we're climbing the mountain. Are you good
Okay.
with that, Goff?
Very well.
Well,
Sorry,
I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Harold. You're a good man.
Smiles and nods to you as he takes a sip of one of his own drinks.
Well, I guess enjoy the rest of eternity.
Don't age here. So,
How old are you?
oh, I stopped counting a few centuries ago.
Hmm. Now you're making me feel young. That's a first. Am I right, guys? 'Cause-
Your experiences are not universal. Goff does not say that. That was just me. Sure.
I'm only 87.
Oh, you're older than me.
You're like
Oh.
young Bab.
I'm like,
All right, Mr. Harold. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to
Pleasure.
stammer in front of you. May the rest of your eternity be a blessed one. We have someplace to be. And I'm gonna, I guess, make my way back out, I guess.
Okay. So you all move out back into the white astral sea and begin heading off into the mists. As you continue focusing your thoughts upon arriving at the Shrieking Crag, just willing yourself to be there. I want everyone to give me a perception check.
Fuck. My dice roll off.
Well, my elf
25.
eyes don't see anything.
25.
25.
13.
19.
13's our friend.
Yeah.
Uno and Goff, as you are all single-mindedly focusing on the Shrieking Crag and walking through the mists, you both notice something ominous on above as the skies, silvery gray skies, begin to darken. First imperceptibly, and then rapidly.
Does it look like a storm?
It looks like a storm.
Everyone, grab hold of each other. I believe one of these storms is coming in.
I grab onto
Ugh.
the two nearest people to me.
So we got like a chain of people holding hands or holding onto each other.
Okay.
Goff picks up Roscoe.
Yeah.
Roscoe's ears fold back on his head. As you, almost as quickly as you notice this, the wind around you starts to grow intense as a wail fills the air. You are almost immediately caught within a terrible cyclone of psychic energies that roils and circles and swirls around you. You hear voices, myriad of voices, sorrowful, angry, passing through your head and up and around you, and it is almost too much to bear. I want, once again, everyone to give me perception checks.
Okay.
Okay. That's better.
Oh, wait.
16.
Is mine
That's the same exact fucking thing. 13.
21, 13, 16,
18?
18.
69. No, it's not.
Fido, Uno, and Goff, as you're moving to shield your faces from this onslaught of psychic energies, pushing your way through the storm, just in the distance you see a faint glimmer.
I just is it like really noisy
it's
around
still
us?
within. It's very noisy. Just a constant wailing and a cacophonous, just a cacophony of voices all intermingling and shouting and crying and.
I just try to yell over it. There, this way, and I'm gonna start trying to move towards it, the
Okay.
glimmer.
I want to try and keep everyone calm, and so within like just our little group, I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions.
Okay. All right. So you can fail the saving throw if you wish. Okay, so you're immune to being charmed or frightened, essentially, for the
Yeah.
duration. Okay.
Little bit of magic Xanax.
As all of you feel, even in this terrible storm, you feel the anxiety that's starting to pick up just wash away from you. You begin pushing forward more and more toward this glimmer of light. As you get closer, you find that it is a almost like an orb of white light inside the swirling, chaotic psychic energies. As you get closer and closer, it glows brighter and brighter as you get within range of it. What do you do?
Wait, it does what when we get closer to it? It gets
It just
brighter.
seems to get brighter and brighter.
Keep walking.
I mean, is there any? Are there any? If we look around, are there any other lights, or is
No,
it just?
you don't see any.
I don't know. I get closer to it, I guess.
It
Yeah.
seems to glow brighter.
He said to
It's
follow the
shining.
lights.
Let's follow it all the way through.
Oh no, I was told
Okay.
never to follow the light.
I'm gonna try and keep walking into it, I guess.
Okay, you pass right through it. As you pass through it physically, Goff, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck. Oh yeah, baby.
Mhm.
I think my saving throw is a bit higher now. Yeah, 28.
Okay.
Nat
Goff,
19 on that one.
as you pass through this, you feel a twinge of psychic energy strike your mind, but you shrug it off effortlessly, and you hear a voice in your head. It's a familiar voice, a female voice, and it just says over and over again, I failed them. They were right to cast me out. I've doomed everyone. And you realize after a moment this is Anna's voice.
What did she say?
I failed them. They were right to cast me out. I've doomed everyone. And as you pass through it and you hear Anna's voice, in the distance another light appears.
I look back. How's everyone else doing? Is it just me who is affected by that?
Yes.
Oh. So I absorb. Basically, I tanked it. I tanked the wisdom saving throw. Okay. I point to the next one. Keep moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, I need all of you to make intelligence saves.
Oh.
Intelligence saves.
Oh my God. Well, I might be okay.
I'm doing so bad today.
I just rolled another nat 19.
Mine's
So-
only get it a 7.
Okay.
Oh no, I rolled a 12.
12.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Roscoe rolled a 10 minus 1.
Oh fuck.
I killed a bug on my monitor and it went off. Hold on.
Oh no.
Okay, so Roscoe was 9. Mel's not here.
Hey. Stay on. Bitch.
So-
Alright, what am I
Holy
rolling?
shit.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Intelligence save.
Okay. Intelligence save. What the fuck, man?
Oof. So I would say Mito, 7, and Roscoe all fail. So as you're battered by these psychic winds, hold on a minute. 7, you are paralyzed in place. You immediately are stunned as you're overwhelmed by this onslaught of psychic energy. Mito, you suffer 14 points of psychic damage. Roscoe is also stunned.
Stunned or paralyzed?
Stunned.
So Roscoe's stunned and 7 is paralyzed.
So every 6 seconds, the two of them can try to re-roll.
Well,
So
Roscoe's in
it's-
my arms, so it doesn't really.
Yeah. So 7, after a few seconds have passed, you can attempt to re-roll this. I'd say you can re-roll now.
Another intelligence throw?
Yeah. Okay, Roscoe's fine now. He rolled an 18.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, you're fine.
Yay.
You push away from psychic onslaught and struggle through it, and all of you keep moving toward the second light. As you get closer and it glows brighter, what do you do?
I walk into it again.
Okay, nothing happens.
Oh. Does it remain there even when I pass through it?
Yes.
I keep following him.
I think each one of us has to pat. It didn't. Someone else has to go through it.
I'll go through.
Okay, Mito, as you pass through it, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Well, I have a 0 modifier on wisdom, so
Fuck.
Mito, you pass through it. You take 3 points of psychic damage.
okay.
You hear a voice. Another familiar, a familiar voice to you. You didn't hear the one that Goff heard, but you hear a voice, a gnomish voice. It says, "Oh, I hope she's all right. Please, Anna, I don't have any other choice."
Oh,
Is that Gimbal?
Yeah,
it's Gimbal away.
and another light appears in the distance.
We go to the next one.
Okay. So who as you get closer to it, I'm not gonna have you do an intelligence save this time, but who wishes to grab it?
I will do it.
Okay, give me
With
a
my
wisdom
plus
save.
1 wisdom. Oh, natural 20 again.
All right.
Feast or famine.
Okay, 7, as you step through it, you hear a voice that's unfamiliar to you. It's sort of got a southern drawl to it, and it says, If only I hadn't been so interested in the gold, maybe I would have seen this coming. Could have stopped it.
Is this
Started
just?
working with these folks earlier, Jack, you old fool.
Oh my god.
It means
Wow.
nothing to you. You don't know who this is.
I think it's really weird.
I can't believe this. It's just. Oh my god.
This is so anime.
It's very video game.
Okay. As you continue on toward the next one, I need all of you to once again make an intelligence save. Although you feel, as you're doing so, that because of you're essentially attuning yourselves to these kind of clusters of memories, that it's making it easier for you to struggle through the storm. As a consequence, you all receive a +2 bonus to your wisdom save.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
To your intelligence save. Excuse.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
wow, doesn't matter for me.
I got rolled a 6,
Roscoe
so I
rolled a
have
5. Okay.
I think I cursed myself with this name.
The Uno's fine. 7. Roscoe Goff failed. Mito. What did Mito get?
Why am I rolling? I'm sorry.
In save plus and add 2 on top of what you roll.
So
Wow.
8.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
we're not.
Except-
None of
no,
us are very smart.
Everyone
Hang
except
on.
Red.
Mito's
I
very
just rolled
smart.
really
She
well.
just sucks at bad
Ina
at
has
rolling.
to go. So Ina. Oh my
Oh!
god! What the
Wow.
fuck? So everyone except Uno fails.
We're all
Um,
just standing there.
So Mito. Okay, so I have to go through all this. Mito, you're stunned. Goff, you take 16 points of psychic damage.
Ow.
7, you are stunned.
Yep.
Roscoe. Ooh, poor Roscoe. I'll get to that in a minute. And
You tear him out of my home, I swear to God.
Ina takes 15 points of psychic damage, so I have to subtract that. So as far as Roscoe goes, Goff, as you're holding him in your arms,
You tear him out of my arms, I swear to God, dude.
he starts growling and barking and looking left and right as if and starts snapping his teeth at what appear to be invisible assailants, and he just continues to do this.
Does this look like something I've seen before?
No,
Hey, you guys.
but you are now getting close to another light.
Can I do like a restoration work on this? Like, I don't.
Yes, you could try it.
I just say, Roscoe, it's me. It's okay. Is he still like?
Did you do a lesser restoration on him?
Not yet. I was just seeing if me talking to him did anything.
No, he's still snapping at invisible.
I'm
enemies.
gonna try lesser restoration.
Okay. As soon as you lay your hands upon him and cast your divine light through him, Roscoe stops snapping and stops snarling, and his ears perk up, and he looks around, and he looks up at you. He seems very confused.
It's going to be okay. Just hold together. I say to him, and then.
All right. And now you've gotten to the 4th light. Who
Hey,
wishes
Sal.
to grab it?
Do
What?
the rest of us like roll to break out? Because I'm still stunned.
Yeah. I need you all to roll to break down.
Paralyzed.
Did we take damage from that?
No.
Okay.
So it's random what effects are what happens. Sometimes you take damage, sometimes you are stunned.
Okay.
Okay, so 7, you are fine. You break out of it.
What kind of roll is this?
Intelligence saving throw, and add 2.
God.
What the fuck?
Nice.
69. Nice.
Nice.
Who else did I say was stunned? Nobody else, right? It's just those two. Mito is still stunned as you are all pushing your way through the psychic storm. You look back and you see that Mito is still locked up in place, paralyzed as the mental energies overwhelm her.
I'm going to look to Ina and to Uno and say, can you not help them out? Give them an inspiration?
Yeah, I can do that. I go up to Mito and I start like humming and drumming a little beat, and
That is cute.
and I give her an inspiration.
All right, Mito, I
So
need you
Break
to
out
make
of it.
Is
an intelligence saving throw.
it's okay.
Add +2 to it, and then if you still don't make it,
You can add a d10.
Yeah. So that's actually 11 total. It's still not enough if you want to roll a d10.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that is enough for you to finally shake off this overwhelming sensation, and finally you all break free of it, and you get to the fourth light. Who wishes to touch this one?
I'll touch it.
Okay, give me a wisdom save.
Okay. Oh boy. That's
What'd
a
you get?
9 minus 1.
Okay, so you suffer 6 points of psychic damage from touching it, and you hear a voice in your head. It sounds like an older man. You don't recognize him, and he says, "I lost a friend once, and I'll be damned if I'll lose another. And a daughter. She has a daughter, doesn't it? Does that mean?" And then it sort of trails off,
I'm. Oh god.
and you see another light appear on the horizon.
Go.
Go, 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 go.
So, as
Yeah.
you get close to this fifth and final one, since Mel isn't here, I'm going to have Roscoe roll this one. That is a 16 plus his wisdom mod, which is 5, so he's fine. Roscoe touches the last one, and within his mind, he hears a very smug voice speak. And he says, "What I'm doing, I do for everyone. Sure, it's dangerous, but if there was any other way, I would have found it." And that's all he hears. As finally, you manage to pull yourselves free from the psychic storm. And the location effect. Okay. Finally, the psychic storm passes. And the mists around you clear. You see a structure appear before you. It is not a mountain. It appears that the psychic storm has taken you off course. You have arrived somewhere else other than your destination that you intended.
Oh fuck.
Standing in front of you, you see what appears to be a temple-like structure that's crumbling and run down in places. It's floating askance, similar to how the Journey's End Tavern was, with bits of masonry floating about it. It looks like a cathedral of sorts.
Well, this is not a mountain.
Is this the Empyrean? Nina's not here. Well, what you were thinking about the mountain, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about the mountain. Were you thinking about the mountain?
Have you ever sailed a ship? Been on a ship?
Yes.
You go towards one place, a storm blows through, and you go to another.
I suppose.
Yes.
That is what happened.
Well, is this the temple that Ina was talking about?
I think
could
so.
be.
It
There's a
looks
second
kind of
place.
temple-y.
Hate
Well-
temples.
Well, it's not dragons.
I really don't want to fight the dragon. I mean, that pool probably won't even take us where we need.
I'd rather not fight a dragon. They seem kind of big and mean and scary. Let's go talk to
I
some
suppose
temple
we must.
people.
I suppose we have. This is our destination now, and if it seems too infeasible, we can try making it our way to the mountain.
Yeah.
All right. As you approach the temple, you see.
I want to cast greater invisibility on myself.
Sure. Okay.
Huh?
You all see Seven disappear from view. As you begin to approach the cathedral, you see there's a small flower bed out front, just floating in the ether, and there is a individual working at it. From their stature, they appear to be a halfling female. What's striking about this individual is that they appear to be entirely nude and covered in swirling tattoos. And as you approach and they turn around, you notice that they don't have any biological organs. They're like a Ken doll, basically.
Oh, they don't have. Okay, so they
No
don't got
titties allowed.
They don't.
got a dingus or anything?
No, nothing.
And as you get closer, you see that this halfling figure has pupilless eyes too. There's sort of like a divine white light glowing in them, and she smiles as you approach. And she says, "Welcome to the Temple of the Wanderers, travelers. Have you come for rest?"
We have come. What was the name of the? What was the title that Harold gave the leader?
He just didn't give him a title. He's just the leader.
We have come to speak with those that the one that leads you.
You wish to speak to Ariuk.
What was it?
Ariuk.
If that is their name, then yes.
He is just inside. Come, I will lead you. I am Isani. She smiles at you.
Goff just kind of nods his head a little awkwardly. Very well.
Isani guides you within the temple, and as you enter this space, it sort of looks like a very traditional Roman Catholic cathedral. Pews set up, various little shelves with burning candles, a chandelier up above with candles burning. There's a number of people in prayer, all about. You notice similarly that they seem to be from all breeds. You see some Goliaths, some dwarves and gnomes and humans, even some tieflings, and even a dragonborn actually. They are all nude. They are all covered in these swirling black tattoos, and they all they all look like Ken dolls essentially. No
Ken doll versions of their races.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
No biological organs whatsoever, and they have these glowing white eyes. And in the center of this space, you see floating this figure looks a bit larger than an average humanoid. He's floating with his arms crossed almost in a meditative pose. A figure whose skin is pure alabaster and otherwise completely nude as well, also lacking reproductive organs, bald on top, and what you notice is a set of wings that flare out from either side of their back.
Oh my god. Can I roll religion or
give me a religion
a
check.
medicine check or something to identify
Religion.
what religion, to understand anything about this? Roll off the table. Roll off the table again. Okay.
You need a dice tray, man.
Money. My dice trays are expensive. My religion is not the highest. 13.
This is very clearly an angel. You don't know what's happening to the rest of these people, but this person, what appears to be their leader, is an angel.
I know this for sure.
Yes, this is a celestial.
Well, shit. I just lean to my arm. I just say, "That is an angel."
What?
A celestial being. That is not. It is not a normal. It is not a humanoid from where we come from.
Okay, alright, okay. Mm-hmm.
Just. It is powerful.
Oh my god.
The angel opens his eyes from his meditative posture after a moment. You see in his pupilless divine white eyes scanning you, and there's a small smile that creases his face, and he says, "Welcome, travelers. Please approach. I am Ariuk. This is the Temple of the Wanderers."
Hi.
As he speaks, sort of like a double kind of cadence to, sound to it, as if two people are speaking at once.
Oh shit! Some Dorman shit. Some Shadow of the Colossus shit. Okay. Only people who play that game would understand what I'm talking about.
It's a video game.
Yeah.
I've played
One
some
of my
of it.
favorites. Yes, thank you. What was the last thing he said?
This is the welcome to the Temple of the Wanderers. He actually looks directly at Seven. He says, "Be at ease, child. There is no one who will harm you here."
Can I roll an insight check on this guy?
Sure.
Seven looks visibly like frustrated and drops
21.
invisibility.
Yeah, he seems honest.
Okay.
He believes what he's saying.
All right. Thank you for welcoming us into your temple. We are misplaced here, as many apparently are. We have come because we have heard that you may be able to grant us the power to return to where we need to go.
Ah, that is true. I do possess such a power. But is that truly what you seek?
Yes.
There's so much turmoil and suffering in the material plane. Would it not be more peaceful to stay here among other lost souls?
Master Ariok, I'm sure that in some way it would be. But there are people there that are more important to me than my own peace. I must be with them.
I can sense the touch of a deity upon you. A strong connection. Very well. You see, the people here, and he motions toward the congregation. The Wanderers, these are lost people, travelers, wanderers in the astral plane who have since given up finding a way home. And the lost souls need shepherding, they need protection, and I have offered this. But there are so many lost, and I would wish to shelter them all if I could. Perhaps that is where you can help me, if you are interested. If you do one small service for me, I would be very willing to grant a wish. And unlike other wish granters on this plane, I do not play games. You ask me what you wish for, I will grant it.
Does my insight check imply that he seems honest about that?
He seems honest.
Well, that would be much appreciated, but if it is possible that before we agree that we understand the nature of what you request of us, we do not know much anything about this place or things that I would like to hear what you request of us first. If that is acceptable?
That is acceptable. You see, there are so many souls out there in this endless expanse that suffer the threat of the psychic storms or the Githyanki, and wish to bring them home, somewhere where they can be safe. There is an item. A cloak. It is said that those who wear it possess the ability of omniscience, to see anywhere, to project their influence to any reach, and I wish to don this cloak so that I may locate and bring home those who have strayed. You see, this cloak is buried deep within the corpse of a fallen god that floats through the astral sea.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
This cloak
god.
is said to be a physical manifestation of that god's own influence, a nameless being of indescribable horror that was struck down in its infancy by the Pantheon, before they feared it would grow to destroy them all one day. Should you journey to this old god's corpse and retrieve this item for me, I will grant you a wish.
And go ahead.
Where are we gonna find it?
Do you speak of Tunara?
No. Tumnarath, the home of the Githyanki, is something quite different. There are many gods abandoned floating in this plane. It is a graveyard for their kind. If you seek this place, you would best seek out the library first. There you may find evidence as to where it would be located.
What is the library? Is the library a separate place we need to find, or is it in this temple? I didn't understand what you.
It's a separate place.
Oh, okay.
You feel, as he stares upon you, a image appears in all of your minds of this library. It looks to be made of a stately gray, polished stone with Roman-like columns out front, a single story with a rounded roof at the top, like a rotunda.
He said what was the reason for finding the library? It was to.
It will provide you with information on where to locate the dead god and what it is.
Do you not know its name?
No, there are so many, but should you locate information about it, it will direct you straight to it. You need only think of it.
Ariok, if this power of this god was feared as you said, could this cloak, this power of influence, does this stretch beyond this plane?
I don't know. The creature was in its infancy, so its powers are not yet fully formed.
I have no reason to trust or distrust you, but an item of that strength, if it were to reach beyond just this plane, it's a terrible power to wield, even for an angel.
I understand your caution. It is admirable, but know that I only seek to look after the people here.
Does he seem truthful?
I just came in here and
He seems to believe what he says.
I mean, with my 21 insight, he seems truthful. I don't know if someone rolls higher.
He seems to believe what he says. That's the way I'll put it.
Okay.
I miss Ellen's insight.
Well, if you were to, it seems like a doable feat. If you would give me a moment to speak with my allies.
Of course.
He
smiles gently upon you, and he allows you to step aside and talk with your companions.
Mel, what was happening when you left?
We had just talked. We were in the middle of a conversation with the bartender.
Okay, so
While you're explaining that, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
we went outside. We were heading towards the mountain. We decided on the mountain, and then we went through a psychic storm. And as we were going through, we found lights, and we walked through each one. Each person had to kind of, so to speak, like kind of like they had to like absorb each. A unique person had to absorb each light. Like it couldn't be the same person every time. So like Goff, Mido, Uno, Seven, and Roscoe, because you weren't here, did that. And each time someone went through it, like if they failed on the roll, they took damage. But if they succeeded, either way they heard a voice, and each voice corresponded with someone from Arcadia, the material plane. Kind of sounded like their doubts or their fears. Like Goff heard Anna, Mido heard Gimbal, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Seven, Uno, and Roscoe heard Jack. Oh my god, I'm forgetting. Walden, and then the last voice I don't think was
Victor.
entirely clear. It was probably. I was assuming it was going to be Victor, but
yeah.
And they were, but his, I don't know, his wasn't as much a doubt. It was more like a reassurance. But Val can tell you specifically what they said because I can't remember exactly what they were. But so we got through, but then there was a point where like I don't know if our rolls affected this or not, but there was one point where part of the storm, like the checks we all rolled, like a bunch of us failed except for Uno. And so we all got fucked up for a second. And then when we came out of the storm, we were at the temple instead of the mountain. And now we're in the temple talking to Ariuk, who is an angel that is leading this temple. And he is giving us his like quest to receive his wish. essentially.
Okay.
So Goff turns to everyone and says, "Well, I don't know how I feel about getting that powerful, but it seems like a less terrifying option. What do you all feel?"
I think this is probably a good option to take.
I do not trust what it says. I do not believe these people are entirely here of their own free will. I think that it amasses power from followers, and I think that getting at this cloak stay.
Believe it or not, I am also weary of giving something I do not know this much power. If you strongly object, we can try and take another path.
I'm not sure. If I were alone, I would make my own path, but I am not.
Everyone's voice matters. You are part of this group now, until we get out of here at least.
There are dangers in each path. Some are more straightforward than others. We can seek out the mountain, and if we win, we might be tricked with our wish and end up where we do not wish to go. I fear so.
What was the last thing he said? Oh, sorry.
We might end up going somewhere, like, they might twist what we're
Yeah.
wishing.
It does seem like for our current goal, this is the safest option. But I am also worried that this cloak being given to an angel, that even if he himself believes he is bringing no harm to anyone, power can do terrible things. I worry it could come up as a problem later. Maybe not for you three, depending on what you were trying to do, but trouble seems to cross the path of Mido and I here quite often. I worry it's going to come back later, but I have to say, if I'm speaking candidly, all that's on my mind right now is trying to get back to Arcadia, as our friends need us. The life of someone we care about is incredibly at stake. This seems like the safest way to do it.
Where?
In the end, if we get this creature its cloak, that power is contained to this plane, and we leave this plane, it's no longer a problem.
If it's contained to this plane, if it spreads beyond, well...
What is the trouble?
Perhaps this library can tell us.
We do need more information before we move on either way.
Well, he is pointing us to a library to even discover which god it is attached to or where it is located, so perhaps we can dig a little deeper when we are there, find out as much as we can. And if it seems like this cloak is too dangerous, we can maybe move on to another option.
All right.
Are we all agreement for this temporary plan?
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
Goff steps back out towards Ariok. He says, Master Ariok, we have decided to take your request.
He smiles. He says, wonderful. Very well. I wish you luck in your journey. And
we will
as you
with haste.
As he says this, you all feel a warmth wash over you. You all have a point of DM inspiration now.
Oh, thanks, weird naked man.
Oh, wait, what? He is
Oh, sorry. Yeah, all the people here are like Ken doll naked. Like they don't wearing clothes, but they don't have any reproductive organs or anything.
They don't have any junk.
They don't have any
Or
titties.
titties.
They don't got titties. They don't got danguses.
This isn't the Go Nagaya version of angels and demons I've been grown to love and appreciate.
They all got like tattoos in their
Where
eyes.
are the divine titties at?
They all got tattoos and like they all have like glowing eyes without pupils in them. So they're naked, but they're not like you don't see stuff dangling around.
Okay.
So is he. He also is naked, even though
He's
he's
larger
technically
than
not.
all the rest of them.
Yeah, and Goff discerned he was an angel. Goff did a check and he just knows this dude's an angel.
Okay.
We will proceed with haste. And Goff just kind of nods his head and I guess makes his way back out.
Okay.
Do we go past close? Do we closely pass any of the worshippers here?
Yeah.
Can I do it like an on-site, not by physically touching medicine check to understand
just like an assessment?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to understand why they look this way.
Okay, give me
without physically just
give me
touching.
give me a medicine. I mean, medicine check probably wouldn't give you the answer you're seeking because this looks beyond medicine.
Okay. What would I roll?
Religion, most likely.
Wow, Jesus, the third 19 tonight, so 23.
23. It seems as if their physicality mirrors Ariuk's in a way. It's almost as if he has imbued them with a portion of his divinity.
Does that does that take away from his energy, or is it kind of just replicated?
You don't know.
What do I know about angels? I know he's an angel. What do I know about them at base level?
They are typically in service to a deity, but you don't know which one this one's in service to, if they're in service to one at all.
Oh, you know what? I feel like this is in character for Goff, even though it's kind of awkwardly done. And as we're starting to turn away, I stop and I think about this, and I'm like, hold on. And I say, Ariuk.
Yes.
I apologize. What deity do you serve?
The smile fades from his face for a moment. He says, I was once in service to the goddess Sun.
What was it?
Sun, S-U-N-E, the goddess of light. But I disagreed with her beliefs. She glorified the pleasures of the flesh, and I sought balance and knowledge. So I left her service and came here. And I spread that balance and that knowledge, and I eschew the pleasures of the flesh, as do all of my followers.
Mm.
No fucking in this house.
Do I know the goddess soon? Or is that from a different pantheon? I don't actually
from
know.
a different pantheon, from a different material plane.
Okay.
So you do not know.
She is not from the pantheon I know. Well, very well. And these people, they willingly take this change.
I do not do anything that they do not wish. Everyone has a choice.
Very well. I just I realized I had not asked. I was curious. Very well. We will carry on. Turn back and keep going back out. And I kind of say, it seems that they take on an aspect of his form when they accept themselves into this place. Hence the way that they look. Let us hope it is just as harmless as he says it is.
As you said.
I guess I just keep going out and leave.
Okay. All right. You all return to the astral mists, and with the image of the library within your minds, you march forward. And after what appears to be only a few minutes, the mists once again part, and before you, you see the image from your mind, uh, a what appears to be a structure made out of a dark gray polished stone with a number of columns holding up a triangular canopy in front of the door, and the building itself has a large rotunda dome at the top. There's a few little scraps of brick floating here and there. In fact, before the library itself, you see kind of floating there, dangling in this astral sea, what looks to be a circular fountain. As you pass by it, you kind of look within and you see what looks to be like a little model boat floating in the water there. As you step within the library itself, it's a hexagonal room. It's entirely decked out in wood, polished wood. To your right, you see what looks to be a little fireplace with no corresponding chimney. To your left, you see what looks to be a little kind of map on the wall that does not seem to correspond to any landscape nearby or that you've ever seen. To your left and right, you see what look to be little pedestals that have books upon them. One pedestal has a red book, the other has a blue book. And in front of you, you see a series of bookshelves on the last three walls.
Wait, what was the red book and blue
Okay,
book?
it's octagonal, not hexagonal. What's that?
What was the red book and blue book part?
So essentially, you have an octagonal room. I was not hexagonal. You have the way you entered.
Yeah.
To your left, the first wall has like a little framed portrait of it that looks to be a portrait of an island of some sort. You don't really recognize it. To your, did I say to your right or to your left? That one's to your left. That one's to your left. To your right, you see what looks to be a fireplace, but there's no corresponding chimney or anything. It just seems to be a space. No kindling inside. To the immediate left and right, you see little alcoves with pedestals on them, one with a blue book and with a red book. And then in front of you, you see on the last three walls, in front of you, you see three bookshelves with a number of books on them.
Well, this is certainly a strange library. This is nothing like I've seen in Fortune.
You look up and you see a chandelier hanging from the round ceiling, and the ceiling itself looks to be painted blue with clouds kind of painted on them.
The red, where was the red in the blue book? It was like right and left and right of us?
Immediate left. Well, okay, so I gotta
they sounded important, so I was just trying to.
No, I'm just giving descriptions of what this place looks like. So it
where is this happening? Oh.
Okay. So the books are in little alcoves here and here, and then you have bookshelves along these back three walls, and then like a little fireplace here, and then a little framed portrait here.
And so are these books, these red and blue books, are they like
They're on little pedestals?
Okay. What does the map say?
It looks like a picture of an island.
There's no name on it?
There's no writing on it, no.
Oh, well, that sucks. Okay. Well, let's hope
it
these
appears
books
are as you're like scanning the picture of the island, it appears like it appears to be a bird's eye view of an island, and at one point nestled near what looks to be a mountain of some sort with what looks to be an observatory at the top, you see nestled against this mountain is what appears to be the structure of this library, as if it has been displaced from this island.
How does an entire building get sent into the astral plane?
Magic.
Without blowing it up.
Magic.
See, weird things can happen. Like, the way I got here was I got trapped in another plane. So I thought the best way to escape it would to be make a hole with a portable hole, and then I ended up here.
Oh.
That's kind of what we did, but
Except we thought that we wanted to make more holding that in a bag of holding.
yeah. Well, I mean, we were trying to show this trick to this archfey, and so we were like, okay, we're gonna put a bag of holding into another bag of holding, and we're gonna make
Oh,
infinite
no.
holding, and it didn't work. It did not make infinite holding. So now we're here.
It makes.
Oh my.
Oh, jeez.
So don't
Well-
do
So
that.
if you have a bag of holding, don't
So
let it
maybe
near another bag
somebody-
of holding.
Maybe
Oh.
somebody tried to put a whole building in a bag of holding.
Wait, Goff, do you still have the bag of holding?
Goffa kind of like looks up, stares into the middle distance, and he feels for it. Oh no. Yes.
Keep it
Oh.
away from other bags of holding.
Yeah, don't put it in other bags of holding.
I,
That's
I
bad.
am. I'm not planning to put it inside, but our our friends probably could use this more right now than us. We have to hurry.
Well, that's not good.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So let's hope these books are written in a language one of us can understand. What do you think those? Goff walks over to the blue book.
Okay.
If only Alan was here. I'm afraid these things are...
It's a hard leather-bound cover, but blue in tone.
Why do you think these books are placed on these pedestals?
Maybe you'll touch him and something happens.
Must be some sort of system to
I
deal with
have-
visitors or to organize the books.
I hope it is just a matter of organization. Normally, we have a bad history of things being touched and then something unfortunate happening. Well, I guess there goes nothing, and I'm gonna touch it.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna try opening it.
Okay, you open it. It's a very thick tome, written in a language you've never seen before. But as you're skimming through the pages, you occasionally notice portions that appear to have had pages ripped out. And then you get to near the back of the book, and you find one page that's very, very peculiar. This page has a rectangular, what could best be described as a window on it. And as you look at this window, there's a blue static that shifts over it, and you hear this.
It's like it's moving.
Yeah, like it's a living picture.
What is it?
I show it to everyone. I don't know. It's some kind of moving picture, but there's just kind of a noise to it. There's nothing there.
I've seen more impressive moving pictures before.
Can you ask it to show you? No, Dalen's voice. God, how do you do this?
Right.
You were kind of melancholy.
You'd be
Mel.
like,
Yeah.
That's like your
Mel.
name.
That's our
That's what
friend.
Mel's sad.
How do you think? Do you think you'll be able to ask it anything?
I could try.
Does it talk?
Book. What is your name?
That
It's just
actually
static
works?
sounds. It's just static sounds that are still happening from the picture. Like
I don't
it's
think
just-
that I don't know if the book has a sentient book. I flip through the pages and kind of shout, does anyone understand this language?
Can we look at it? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's take
it's
a-
not in any language any of you have ever seen before.
Oh,
This is nothing. This is gibberish.
I don't know.
Maybe ask it what you want to know.
It seems like it could just be a book not for our eyes.
Hey, book.
Book, what is your purpose? I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with asking this book questions. Why don't we see what that fancy red book has?
Talking to a book. Silly
I'm gonna
Goff.
put the blue book down and go over to the red book.
Okay. You pull the red book out. Start flipping through it. Similar, almost identical, except this time the window near the back of the book has red static overlaid onto it.
Hmm.
Interesting.
And both books have pages that have been torn out.
Okay,
What if?
what if we open both of them?
Yes.
I'll open the blue book.
What if we brought them together?
When both are open to the staticky page, does anything happen?
Nope.
We put them near each other, does anything happen?
Nope.
Well, I think then it might have something to do with the missing pages.
Yeah, are there missing pages anywhere?
Give me an investigation check.
Where's
Well-
Ellen?
I am a master of
Oh, that
investigation.
wasn't too bad.
So,
That is a... That's a 19.
okay,
I
alright,
got a
whatever. I'm
9.
done. I'm deleting.
Okay, so what did everybody get?
9.
I mean, I'll roll one,
19.
but...
Oh, it's so sad. 9.
Oh, I got that
Oh.
20!
Nice.
So I have a 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did 7 get?
16.
16. Okay. So Goff, Uno, and 7, you're searching around this entire library, poking around corners, looking through the bookshelves, seeing if you can find any of these missing pages. You can't find any of them. You can't find a single thing. But what you do find is a small written note that has been written in common. It says, I can't believe that my own sons would destroy my library.
Can't
I
believe
have
you've done
trapped
this.
them in the books and scattered the pages and placed them in the places of protection. I will return once I have found an answer. Signed, Atrus.
What was the name?
Atrus, A-T-R-U-S.
Scattered pages.
It sounds like none of this is relevant, honestly. It sounds to you
Well-
like maybe this is something that precedes this library's presence in the astral plane.
This seems like a complicated family matter that may not concern us.
Hmm.
Oh.
Could be that these pages do not even exist here.
Why would you destroy a library? That's so mean.
Well,
People are mean.
That's so sad.
When you- speaking from experience, when you have a terrible father, who knows what you might do.
Hmm.
No, I wouldn't have just destroyed a library if he had one, but he didn't have one. So,
Goff's
Anyway.
too big of a softie. And I give him a light little punch.
Oh.
Well. Well, there are other books here.
Yeah,
right?
what do they say?
Okay.
let us
So
look
as
at
you-
the
as
rest
you
of the
begin-
books.
As you begin scanning these bookshelves in the library, sadly, most of these books are burned. As you pull them out, they're
Sounds
just
like a
charred
Fallout
beyond,
game.
they're charred beyond recognition. As you flip through them, they just sort of disintegrate. You do notice a number of them when you look to the back pages. They also appear to have at one time had these little rectangular windows in them, but the windows are now dark. You do find a number of journals. Each of them seems to describe be the description of a world, and it's almost, you get the sense from reading through these books, after a while you kind of put it together that all of these books that you're finding, these charred, burned, beyond recognition books that have sort of these rectangular panels on them, they used to be, before they were destroyed, they were links and portals to other worlds. You could place your hand upon the rectangle and get transported to another plane that was written using a special language, which is what?
Is this mist?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Falk.
I don't understand that
Falcon
reference.
24.
It's a video game.
So, but you do also find a number of journals that appear to be from more recent passers through who may have discovered this library and started actually using it to house literature about the astral plane. As you find a number that appear to deal with the Githyanki and a number of their outposts, but you also find a description of a being known as the Nameless One.
Oh god.
That was a growing god that was growing right here in the astral plane. A terrible six-legged, almost spider-like being with a large skull for a face.
Jesus Christ.
That it was the size of a mountain. And
Ugh.
before it could reach its full power and grow into adulthood, essentially, the Pantheon, led by Pelor, the god of the sun and of light, led a campaign against it and destroyed it utterly. Its moldering corpse now floats through the astral plane. And there are some sketches of it within the book. So you have an idea of what it looks like.
So, this is an incredibly upsetting creature, but I imagine if we think about what these images, we should come across its corpse, right? Is man just trying to understand this place better?
That
That's-
sounds about right.
What it sounds like. So now we have more of a direction, and it's a little grim, but we'll be okay.
Is Paler part of the same pantheon as Elda?
Yeah, Pelor was the sun god who is the deity that the Soothing Hand worships. They're the-
Right, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
You're very positive.
You gotta be, cause there's so many. There's a lot of stuff that's like that'll get you down, but you gotta stay positive because if you're not, then who else will be?
Other
She's-
people.
Hopefully other people, but I like to be positive.
Well,
She's very good at that.
Yeah.
I really do not like spiders.
Well, it's a dead spider.
Well, if you just smash them, then they're
It's
fine.
okay. When we're inside, you won't even be able to tell it's a spider.
That's the spirit.
Well, when you smash them, they're not really spiders anymore. So
I don't much care for
I
spiders
think that's
either.
an existential question I'm not prepared to discuss.
if you think too hard about it, we might end up somewhere else. So
Let's not think too hard about spiders.
Well, dead spider.
Well-
Just this one. Only this one.
Spiders tend to have 8 legs, so
This one's
spider
only got
minus
6
2.
legs, so it's like a crab.
okay.
Eventually, we're going to have to find this thing and probably climb inside of it or up it.
Ugh.
Like
Well,
a crab.
Yes. Just like a crab.
well, I can supervise that.
Hoff just looks at Mido.
What?
Yes. Well, I suppose we should get going unless there's anything else we want to do here.
No, it's just books.
So it seemed. Fortunate about those sun books.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Incredibly disturbing.
I would like to research this magic.
Maybe another time.
Hmm. Perhaps. And then she's just gonna pocket a cup. Are there like any of the magic books that are like intact?
No, all
with
of
the writing
all of them are. I mean,
charred.
Yeah, I mean the red and blue books seem like they have some of the writing in them still. You could you could take one of those, but it's not going to be useful without some of the pages missing. Um, Seems like
Yeah.
most of them were just destroyed sort of maliciously.
Oh, well, do you guys want to take the red and blue books, see if we can
I
learn from them?
I don't think it concerns us. I don't. If it's a, it sounds we have enough trouble on our hands as it is. I do not want to worry about whatever's in those books.
Yeah,
I
and
was-
if they're like this guy's sons and they're still in punishment, well, he'll come back at some point, right?
That is true. We don't want him to be losing his sons.
Yeah,
They're on timeout.
that would be really sad.
Let's put them back on their timeout shelves.
Just a little longer.
Yes, time out. That is one way of putting it.
I love our chaotic dumbass lesbians.
Well, I suggest we just forge ahead.
Also, question: have we short rested since?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
just checking, because I was gone for.
Okay, so as you all exit the library and head back into the mists, intent on seeking out the corpse of the nameless one that floats through the astral sea, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay!
Yay!
I loved it. I love these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These new folks.
Ina is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Red and I ended up having characters with numbers for names
Right.
accidentally.
I didn't even think about Uno being a number. Even I just
Yeah.
Oh,
I love her. She's good.
Yeah.
no good.
does this mean is the next session going to continue this, or are we going to flip over to Arcadia?
No, the next session's continuing this.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Ina is basically like, if anyone tries to make her sad, they will pay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Uno like willfully refuses to be sad.
Yeah.
Kylie and Mai from Avatar.
Mhm.
Except they're lesbians.
Yeah.
I mean, they were probably already kind of lesbians, but
The goth girlfriend and the pastel girlfriend.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very good aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
So are you the goth girlfriend or the pastel girlfriend? Guys, I have a day off tomorrow. I'm so fucking excited.
man.
Also, can I literally pay anybody to make an icon for Ina?
I'm really bad at drawing in squares, Mel. Like, just really bad
hard.
at it.
It's really hard. Like, I mean, this is.
It's easier with like a dwarf because they're
Long.
short. Like drawing Herice was much easier than drawing anybody else's.
It's hard drawing anyone that's like even relatively long in the square.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for this, it's like you just kind of accept that things are gonna just get shoved together.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Glad that you guys could experience the most me aesthetic character.
It's so good. I
It's
was
so
so excited
you.
when you said sorcerer. I was like, ooh, what are
It's
they
a
gonna...
shadow sorcerer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're
That's
really
extremely
fun.
on brand.
I was just
um,
reading.